Hey, how you guys doing, man? It's Joe D, and welcome to Share a Beer 479. I have Bum to thank for that because Bum emailed me and let me know that we were about to have another Share a Beer numbering controversy. Uh, and I was alerted stat by our stat guy that we had we were on the verge of that. So made some quick switcheroos and
Did you skip a number or something? Is that what you did?
we almost did. Yeah, we almost
Tonight almost ended up being 480 instead of 479.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean,
It took us 2 months to extricate ourselves from the last one. So
yeah, this would just take us to the end of the year. That would be it because not only would we not get over this one, but we'll probably have another one next week or 2 weeks from now, and that would just till the end.
Never recover.
Yeah, that was just an infinite share a beer numbering controversial loop, if you will. So, and there's enough controversy happening in this world. We don't need controversy happening with our dear share a beer. We got Hans Havana, we got head coach Hans. I mean, right? Hans Gomez, and we got Zach in there. Oh, sorry, man. Sorry about the link. Thank you to everybody, man, for your patience. Had to go see my grandkids. Had to visit them, little rascals. So blame it on them. You know, this darn family stuff. I told them, I wish that I didn't have to come down here and see you guys, but I do. Like, them kids are great. It's all those that have grandkids. You understand out there, like you just, I see my daughter. I was like, hey, how you doing? What's your name again? Where's those kids? Give me the grandkids, right? Yeah, it's like
you push through.
Yeah, you're insignificant. Like how does it feel to be insignificant now? Yeah, yeah. It's just all about those kids, man. It's great. So yeah, had a lot of fun with them. Had some beers, of course, and some really good brisket, baby. You got to go low when you have brisket and the homemade smoked sausage. Yeah. So, yeah, we did some of that as well. But we got tons and tons of stuff to talk about. Of course, the beers that we are drinking right now. We've got Apple announcements. So we'll talk about new watches and new phones and stuff. We've got like, I don't know, what did Amazon announce? Like 20 different products. We could talk about that because all these things are things that we enjoy while we're drinking beer. We got NFL football. There were some fantastic games that happened. And NFL is actually beer related. There's a beer tie-in here.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the beers we're having, and then we're going to jump to the NFL right after this because it is definitely beer related. There's a huge beer tie-in this week. I'm dying to get to. So what do you have in there, Bum?
I guess I'm the odd man out. I'm not having a Sam Adams.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how long ago it was, Joe. You asked a question about what would be your favorite beer, or particular beer, blah blah blah, and I can't remember what the exact question was, but my answer was Sierra Nevada Tumbler. I think it was, what beer do you wish you could get all year round that you can't? One of this question of that type, and lo and behold, they did include it in this year's Sierra Fall Pack. Thanks.
Oh, I looked at that pack too.
Yeah, that's a good beer.
Wait, they don't sell the 12 packs of that anymore, do they?
No, they do not sell it by itself anymore, much to my regret.
Well, I don't know why. That was such a tasty beer.
Yeah, and I bought my share of it every time they did sell it by itself.
Yeah, I'd buy 1 or 2 6-packs a year.
Yeah. And so I bought my 12-pack, and I got a measly 3 of these to say.
It sucks, man.
Great.
I hate when they do that, man, and you get 3 beers,
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm enjoying every sip of this tumbler. In a Sierra tumbler glass, I guess you could say, shaped like a tumbler.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Zach.
Hello.
There we go. I'm getting the links posted. All right. So let me get my.
It's about fucking time, Joe.
I know. We had actually. We spent literally the whole pre-show with my technical glitches.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even get invited to this damn pre-show.
I know.
You're ready for it. I'm like, where's the link? No fucking links.
I know. Yeah, we spent the whole
It was
pre.
like going to a shitty barbecue joint that don't have no sausage.
You imagine that? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I went to Texas and had damn good Texas homemade barbecue too, man. Oh, smoked old school too, man. Smoked with the big smoker, used hickory wood and all that, drank beer while it smoked and did that whole, oh man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, good, son. Yeah. So, fantastic. Yeah. Bud Light, though. Yeah, drink Bud Light. But hey, when in Rome, right? I mean, beggars can't be choosers, It's free beer and free barbecue. So what do you want? You know what I'm saying? So let me pull this up. This is the Sierra Sierra Nevada Tumbler Autumn 2018, huh?
Yeah, it's not labeled that, as a lot of Sierras are, but like I said, people will put and label anything on Untapped with a vintage just so they can get an extra check in.
Yeah.
Well, I'll oblige them, or do you want to do the whole? Do you want to do the?
You'll get more ratings. Yeah, way more if you just go. Yeah.
So we've got the Sierra Nevada Tumbler Autumn Brown Ale, which is a fantastic beer. 67,000 ratings on here. Oh, I like this number. 1,555. Yeah, that's a good number. That'll make you smile right there. We've got in keeping with the 5 theme, they've got a 5.5% ABV. 37 IBUs. What happened there, man?
Not 55 IBU.
55.
Yeah,
and look, Joe. Look at the monthly number of check-ins.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, the 1,555. Yeah, I like that. That's a good number as well. And then we got a 3.53, a 353 rating. Right there. That's a good rating. That's a good rating. A 353. Pretty good rating. What do you think, Bum?
Maybe if I check it in and rate it as 3.75, maybe it'll bump that average up to 355.
Do calculations got out of that many. What would the extra? How many extra points would you need to skew the average by 2/100ths of a point?
You can need a brigade of people.
Crunch the numbers, Mark.
Yeah.
Okay. We got 60,000, or that's on base 63,000. All right.
67. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what you got to give it, Bum. We're gonna game the system. So how many is it? 67.
Hey, we got some hotties in here too, man. Let's see.
All right. Let's take a look here. Let's see what we can do. What is it? 67 something?
I think it was 67,399.
How you doing?
Okay.
I don't think the change will show up.
3.53.
We need like 500 people.
Oh, we got Key and Keisha. Oh, and she's got a big picture of her right here. Yeah. How you doing? Hey.
She's putting herself on display more than the beer.
Yeah, more than a beer. Hey, Yeah.
Oh man, it's gonna be.
It's not bad too. Yeah. Put it on display there. Yeah. How you doing?
These sick men.
It's better looking at. Hey, any break we can get from the same old thing, man. Why not? Did you get it figured out there, Mark? How many more check-ins we need?
It's
Bump that up.
5.23 with a negative fifth. That's like 0.05. I don't know. I give it a 5 and just see what happens. It's the best beer ever.
Yeah, this is the best beer ever. Hey, Zach, what are you having, brother?
Nothing right now. I just got home like an hour ago from GABF.
Oh, yeah, GABF. Yeah, we're going to get, that's another thing. GABF started this weekend, of course, because Share Beer's back. And today is the first official day of Oktoberfest. Is that right, Mark?
Yeah.
In all this, we've been in talks with GABF and Oktoberfest for months now, and I'm glad this all got coordinated in with the show. It's perfect.
We even have the seasons following us too.
Yeah.
They're waiting for us.
Yeah, although in Arizona it's just like hot. I don't know what you have cooler, you have hot, and then cooler. That's about.
And your cool's really hot. So,
yeah, we're in our cooling trend right now. It's only 103 right now, so it's not bad. Hey, it did get down to it rained a couple days ago, and I think our high was in the 80s, man, that day. And then we experienced some humidity, which was, pretty incredible. And then now we're back up here sweating our nuts off. It's great. Earth, what are you having, brother?
I'm doing Alaskan Imperial Pumpkin Porter.
Ooh. Everybody's going pumpkin right now.
Ooh, excuse me.
They were cheap, so
Water, right?
pull the trigger.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the pilot series?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, that looked like the same label and everything you've got.
Yeah, pilot series.
Does it come in a 4-pack or a 6-pack?
This is a bomber.
Oh, bomber.
It looked like a can for something. All right, I was bugging out for a second.
Nice. What do you think, man?
It's weird. I'm getting cola and those little root beer hard barrel candy back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
It's strange. Not getting any kind of like standard pumpkin. It's all left field for me.
Wow.
It's like artificial a little bit.
It's not totally bad or anything. I mean, it's kind of tasty, but it's just left field. I don't get any pumpkin out of this thing. Just tastes like cola and those little root beer candies from back in the day, the little barrel hard candy.
Oh, yeah, those are good candies too.
Yeah, it's got that flavor to it for me.
Huh.
It's kind of weird.
Well, we've got 595 total ratings on here, 368 in the last 30 days. 8.5%, 26 IBUs, and a 3.8 rating. What did they say for description here? Let's see. It's 6 malts: Alaskan alder smoked malt, brown sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves. Plus red hubbard pumpkin.
You'd think they put the word pumpkin in the beginning.
I know, right? Yeah. Yeah. The pumpkin
even the aroma is strange.
Sugar.
Yeah, because this one took me for a surprise.
I think up to that point, up till you get to, as a matter of fact, they put it in its own sentence. You pretty much did describe root beer, don't you? You've got, that particular malt, and then you got brown sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves. And then,
it wants to. It feels like it wants to come through, but
There's not enough of it.
It's kind of hard to describe it.
Maybe there's a warm
it's
up
just
a little bit.
it's just straight cola and a root beer candy taste for me.
huh?
Is it pretty fresh too?
I don't know if they.
I mean, it must be, right?
I don't think they do bottled on dates on these things.
Those bastards.
I'm pretty sure it's new batch.
Yeah. Within a month or two, I'll probably.
Well, I don't know if I'm looking forward to that one or not. I'd probably skip that one with that description. I think I'm sorry, Earth took one for the team on that deal.
Joe's gonna get a tasting. He's gonna see it. Like, I think I'll skip that.
Yeah, I have too. I mean, there's been you guys have had beers on here, and I'm like, oh yeah, I see that. And oh yeah, and I'll just skip that. That didn't.
I'd be interested if anybody else got the same kind of thing I did out of it. Probably not, but
yeah, that is always the challenge. To tell you the truth, yeah, that is like a reason to get it because you never know. Could be a different batch, or just your taste buds that day. Who knows?
Yeah.
But Tom, what are you having, brother?
I am having a twice as strong.
Oh,
from Long Live out of Providence.
Huh.
Long Live.
It's a small little place. I think I've had one other beer from them on here, but this is a small little place. They're like in a little, like they have like those little areas where they have like like one building, 3 shops next to each other.
Oh yeah.
So like a little spot, right? It's that little brewery. They probably do. Every time they can, they only do like 70 cases, like something small. So a small little place.
It looks like a hazy New England IPA.
Yeah.
So they don't even say they.
Yeah, it's
nowadays a lot of them don't even put New England IPA. They just make it hazy. They're like, we're in New England. Yeah.
yeah, we're in New England, so take a guess, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
it's really good. It's actually very good. Let me get off of it.
So we've got, let me see. Boy, this thing's running slow today. 507 ratings on here total. 217 in the last 30 days. 8% ABV, no IBUs rated right now.
It's actually 9%. This one's murder stronger.
9%? Okay. And a 4.32. Look at Tom.
Yeah, I had to keep it strong, man. I had to keep it strong.
It's just amazing how many 4+ Tom has. I don't know.
Tom's like, you know what? I just went to some little hole-in-the-wall mom-and-pop brewery that started yesterday, and they're already pumping out 4.32 beer.
Yeah, it's just.
Man, there's a lot of places making good beer everywhere, man. There's a lot of...
As a matter of fact, they only have the one beer, and they started yesterday. Like,
yeah, but it's still a 4.3.
Yeah.
It's a Portuguese vavô sound out of their basement.
That's hilarious, man. Yeah, that is funny. Yeah, already pumping out 4.32 beers, man. That's awesome. Double IPA hopped with Galaxy and Citra. So
you would call it dank.
Dank. Yes. It's very dank. The color. Are you starting to get tired of those beers, though, Tom? That style.
A little bit.
Yeah.
It seems like
it's the dumbest style ever.
That's kind of why I led to that. I'm sorry, Zach. I was expecting that reaction.
No, there was actually breweries out here doing events that had hats made that said "Make IPA clear again."
Yep, I've seen that. They do kind of run together after a while.
Yeah. If you drink 3 or 4, say you drink 3 of them in a row, it's once you get to that second one, by the end of the second one, it's not going to taste like it's just almost going to taste the same they get redundant after a while. But like if you drink one like not having a beer, this first beer, it's awesome. But once you drink too many of them, they're just redundant.
Yeah, they do one together. Yeah.
They swell your palate up. They totally see what you have to drink is sours. Like I feel like sours are like the best like polar opposite of these kind of beers. Like you can drink a sour and it'll totally cleanse your whole palate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sour or a what do you call that other style? I have a hard time saying.
Ghost.
The ghost, yeah.
Ghost, yeah, the ghost, yeah.
I don't think I would drink sour cleanse my palate.
I don't know. You don't get that pucker? They're like,
yeah, but that's not going to make the palate work any better.
Well, after drinking one of these, for me, it does. Or like
it'll rip the previous beer out of your mouth. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bud Light's a palate cleanser.
Yeah, Bud Light. There you go. Yeah, suck down a Bud Light. That'll cleanse the palate right there. Dilly.
Maybe cleanse was a bad word. Maybe the total opposite.
Yeah. What do you have in there, Mark?
I'm having a Sam Adams Oktoberfest. Got a 6-pack of that.
Tis the season.
Appropriate for the Sam Adams glass. It's a good Oktoberfest beer. Not bad at all.
And
you got a nice color to it.
Real easy.
Got a nice malty. Nice yeah. I mean, this was $8.49 for the 6-pack. So not too bad.
Yeah, it's not a bad brew at all.
No.
It's not.
You've got, and there's a few people that have had it. 846,805 ratings on here. We're talking right now. 23,000 in the last 30 days.
Yeah.
In 30 days, there's that many ratings on this brew. There's been a few people that had it. Classified as a Martzen. 5.3% ABV.
Yeah. Super drinkable.
And a 3.6 rating. That's a pretty solid session rating right there. That's not, our version of this classic style blends rich malts for a hearty, smooth flavor with notes of caramel, creating a brew that's perfect for the season or whatever you're celebrating. I too also am about to crack one of those open, the Oktoberfest.
I almost pulled the trigger on it myself. Everybody was buying them up.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. We just talked about it. It's a very, very popular brew right now.
And they're brews that go with everything. I mean, this style, you can have this with pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Which is the point. I mean, you just drink it all day long. And,
yeah, you got that just absolute beautiful color. I mean, I love the color of this style.
The glass is zooming in on you when you do that. It's like zooming in right into your face.
Oh yeah. About that, yeah. That's another sight. Just when you thought it couldn't get any uglier. Hello.
You should try and make that the thumbnail for the show.
Look at that carbonation in the middle. Can you see that? Oh yeah, there we go. There is just tons of carbonation in this brew.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh, man.
It goes down so nice.
It that's what I told her. But
like, don't worry about it, baby.
Yeah, don't worry about it, baby. Just it'll go down nice. Don't worry about it. But it is a solid style. I mean, this beer is a solid beer in this style. It's got just tons of that caramel, and that nice malty sweetness that you kind of expect.
Yep.
What do you think there, Zach?
Huh?
What do you think about the Oktoberfest? Man?
I like it. It's a good style. I kind of get burnt out on it pretty quick.
Yeah.
It's one of those that's like a good one is really good, but there's a lot of crappy ones.
Oh yeah.
I was at an Oktoberfest party last weekend, and they did more of a fest beer, which is just more of a traditional German lager, and it was really tasty. But it was 90-something degrees out.
Oh yeah, please. Yeah, you could pour damn near anything when it's nice and toasty outside. Of course, now for me, you know, when I went back to Texas, they were talking about how hot it was, and it was in the high 80s, I think, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? This is great!" I mean, I was like, "This is awesome." But no, still, nonetheless, you know, I'm like, "Yep, if it's hot to you, it's hot to me, man. Get the beer."
It's
You
a
know,
good. I like a good Marzen.
what do you think the malt liquor community thinks about Marzen beers, man? I mean, do they have a Marzen malt liquor for the spirit of the season?
I want to know if they have a Malttoberfest instead of Oktoberfest. Maybe they have a Malttoberfest.
Yeah, do they have a malt Torber? What does Billy D say about this?
I don't think that's on the list of national holidays. Remember we reviewed the malt holidays that come up. And I don't recall anybody mentioning Malttoberfest.
Yeah, malt. Yeah, there's no malt Torberfest. Yeah.
Yeah, I told you we have Malt Luther King Day.
Yeah.
We have Valentine's Day for Valentine Triple XL.
That's true.
We have the Ides of March for St. Ides, but no Malttoberfest that I know of.
Which I don't know, man. That's pretty darn. I don't know that we can necessarily claim that for the craft beer community. You're talking about tons and tons and tons of big beer, really.
Yeah. I honestly don't know. Joe, I'm a little worried. Your mother's in the chat just when we're starting the malt liquor report.
Well, this is her favorite. Your pressure's on.
Well, the pressure's on, but the pressure's on me because
exactly.
No, the pressure's on me because I'm a little hesitant because we have a theme this week from the malt liquor report.
Yeah, well, bring it. You don't want to disappoint your biggest fan.
Okay. The theme this week we got a little bit of Joe D hate coming up.
That's Mom's favorite part.
Yeah, bring on the hate, man. Come on, I mean that's
Okay. Okay, I'm going to bring it on. We in the last 2 weeks, we got some Joe D hate. Actually, the one I'm going to bring up first is one that was around more than 2 weeks ago. He uploaded it September 7th. It's Mr. Rainer, the Incredible Hulk of malt liquor. So if you want to punch up Joe, Mr. Rainer 009.
Okay, let me.
And that's his original Mr. Rainer 009 channel, not Mr. Rainer 009 number 3. Mr. Rainer 009.
Okay.
Let me know when you got him.
Yeah, let me get all. Man, this thing is running slow today. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, so we got. Oh my God! Look at Stan and Ollie. Is there a movie coming out?
Yes, there is, I believe.
Well, yeah. This deal. Oh my God! That talk about classics. So, Mr. Rainer.
009.
The Incredible Hulk of malt liquor.
There you go. And go to his videos.
All right.
And new craft beer review from September 7th.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's like his old craft beer reviews.
Yeah, so crank up the sound. The hate comes at about 1 minute, so you might as well just let it play.
Okay.
How you doing out there?
Oh, what happened? There we go.
But anyways, boy, I'm so excited, ready for a real treat. Because it's time for another Mr. Reiner, 009. You know it. You know it. Wait for it. Craft beer review. That's right. Craft beer review. You all know how much I just love craft beer. Oh, I just love it so much.
What's your trouble?
Drink it. Yeah.
I feel it coming here. It's got to be.
They are. But before I get into all those cunts, like Joe D, incredible physique he has from drinking all that estrogen-laced freaking craft beer. I mean, the guy's got more chins than a Chinese phone. Let's get to the review, shall we?
That was good.
Shout out to Ray on your parade because I think you'll like some of these. I'll appreciate these. First of all, I'm going to get my old man glasses.
Now that's it for the Joe D hate. I'll leave you.
Okay.
If you wanna, how long you want to watch it? That's it.
What is he
Obviously, Mr. Rayner's been watching the chairman.
Yeah. I love. It's pretty. You got old malt liquor. They got to put on the reading glasses.
I mean, the guy's got
ski mask.
Craft beer. I mean, the guy's got more chins than. But anyways, I digress.
Okay, that was pretty good.
You done with Mr. Rayner there?
Yeah, we can move on.
Okay. That wasn't too good of hate from Mr. Rayner. He usually does a lot better with his some of his stuff, but that's a good start for him with the Joe D hate.
Yeah, it was probably last minute, really.
Yeah,
Kind of spur of the moment sort of thing, just kind of inspired by the craft beer, you know.
So from here we will go to the king of Joe D hate, and you know who that is, don't you?
Is it the king or the chairman?
It's the chairman.
Okay.
On his original channel.
Oh, really? Okay. All right.
The worldwide, and it's just from 3 days ago. Amazing Hurricane Florence footage.
Oh, so he's got his own footage now.
So go to about 8 minutes and 40 seconds. And as you see, this is an outdoor video.
What is that? We haven't figured that out
yet.
Yet.
Swill. He's swirling the swill.
Oh.
Does that every video.
Wait a minute. Someone that can afford a Camaro and a Corvette, how does he say it? Corvette can't afford a Bluetooth speaker for the, I mean, you would think he'd be, out there.
I was hanging on his Camaro.
Yeah.
This is also a good time to give a big fuck you shout out to Joe D and the rest of the Sheriff Beer Cunt Panel. Fuck you, Joe D. Fuck you, Bum. Fuck you, Mark.
Oh, Mark!
Get ready.
And fuck that asshole from Boston.
Oh!
Just there, puffing out the t-shirt. Too bad fucking Boston couldn't get it. Too bad fucking Boston couldn't get it. Fucking wallop right off the ladder. Oh well, fuck it. Maybe the next storm.
Yeah.
He gives the malt liquor, but he's not done.
Fucking Boston couldn't get it. Fucking wallop. Now the t-shirt. Good God.
Got more coming.
This was a good one. We got Mark and we got to get Earth. Earth hasn't got any yet.
This is also a good time to
I'm dodging bullets, baby.
shout out to Joe D and the rest of the share beer. Cunt panel. Fuck you, Joe D. Fuck you, bum.
Bum.
Fuck you, Mark. And motherfuck that asshole from the
You can't even say your name.
I actually like him describing me better than me.
Still has not said your name yet, Tom.
Wallop.
Maybe the next storm.
The next storm.
Okay, get ready. Got more coming.
Oh, okay. This is one of those where he takes the intermission here.
But it's a short intermission.
Oh, yeah. Andy from Minnesota. I finally got your name. That piece of shit. Fuck you, Andy.
Andy. He calls him Andy.
Yeah.
Nice. I like that he called him Andy.
Yeah.
Andy from Minnesota. Oh, man.
He'll like that.
That's fine.
Andy.
Oh, yeah. Andy from Minnesota. I finally got your name. That piece of shit.
Andy.
Fuck you, Andy.
Jack Rabbit.
Earth, somehow you've escaped so far. Even Zach got it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, even Zach's gotten some, man.
Nothing for Earth so far.
Yeah.
It's those ninja skills.
Yeah. Earth's got ninja skills. Yeah, exactly.
So that's it for the chairman and that video.
All right.
Now, our final bit of Joe D. hate, unfortunately, is lost in an internet black hole somewhere.
Oh.
Yeah. It came from Fear. And unfortunately, the video got deleted.
By Fear or by who?
I think it had to do with the music that was playing in the video.
Oh.
It was a live stream, and all I can do is describe it. Havana is in the chat, so Havana will confirm all this for me. It was a live stream. Malt Mustang was in the chat, and Havana saw that, and Havana said, "Hey, Malt Mustang, why don't you mail Fear another 40 ounce?" And Fear saw that comment and said, "Yeah, Malt Mustang, send me another 40 ounce, and then talk about it on your stupid malt liquor report with Joe D and those other craft beer cunts." But see, the fact that he said that, Fear seems to be mistaken. Fear's under the mistaken impression that for some reason that I am Malt Mustang, which I don't know why he thinks that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Fear proceeded to go on from there and insult you, Joe, and insult your truck driving job, and said something along the lines of, "Do you call that a real job? I hope that's not your actual job." I watched it several times. It was on the replay. I watched it numerous times. I was going to make it part of the show, and the video got deleted. I should have recorded. I should have just put my phone up and recorded it. So that was actually Fear's last video to date. According to Fear is dead now. The Fear, as he calls him, the Fear character is dead. He is now only broadcasting on his other channels, the Tom Allen Weather Authority, and he's doing live streams on the Tom Allen Weather Authority Live, where he does live streams and then he takes them down as soon as he does them. So according to him, Fear is dead.
So So after that, I mean, why say another word?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, one of the last things that Fear ever mentioned was us and Malt Mustang and fuck you, Joe D. And that was some of the you might as well end on a high note, right?
Yeah, I mean, what cracks me up is every single one of these guys knows about the Sarah Beer show and the Malt Liquor Report and who's on it. They know details. You know?
Freaking awesome, man.
But Fear, I had long suspected that Fear knew about it. He never said anything in any of his videos, but Havana got him going, and he said, "Just because I don't talk about things doesn't mean that I don't have eyes everywhere watching everybody."
Yeah,
so I always suspected he knew, and he finally confirmed that. But like I said, unfortunately, that video is long gone. So, you know, R.I.P. Fear. It was a great run. I'm sure Fear will never be back under the name Fear ever again.
Yeah. Until next week.
Gospel.
Yeah. So, and that's it. That was this week's themed episode of the Malt Liquor Report.
That was fantastic. Love that. That
Good
was
job.
great. Yeah.
That's the golf club.
Yeah, Bill. Yeah, golf clap. Yeah.
Created a lot of buzz, Joe, and you weren't even here. You weren't even around.
I know, right? Yeah, you know, sometimes not being around creates the most buzz.
Yeah.
Patience.
Yeah, patience. Yeah, not knowing when we're going to strike.
Right. and Havana's in the chat saying that he's the one who told her about the Malt Liquor Report, which is totally logical. That it does make total sense. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's saying that he deleted most of the videos.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, you know, it was a good run. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and I do want to make one final comment since Havana's here. Havana had his old channel, JR, deleted, and now he's back under his original Havana one name. But before his old channel got deleted, I'm starting to lose track. Havana did a 20-minute video called Hurt Feelings where he cussed out just about everyone except Joe D.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And as is, you know me, I'm the statistician. I went back and played that video a second time. I kept count. In that 20-minute video, Havana said the word fuck or variants of the word fuck 400 times in 20 minutes.
Did you break it down to the...
No, I didn't break it down as I have done with other people in the past, like that Matt that was in Share a Beer, whatever number, 323.
Like 100 seconds, but that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I hope you weren't using that mechanical pencil.
Almost exactly 400 times in 20 minutes.
Wow. How many? So we don't know how many times a minute that is. Like how many F-bombs a minute?
Well, it's what, like once every 3 seconds? Would that be? So if it's 400 times in 20 minutes, that's 200 times in 10 minutes, 100 times in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So that would be
20 minutes. That's like 20 times. Yeah, 20 times a minute. So 1, 3 seconds.
20 times in a minute. So every 3 seconds. Yeah.
So every that's actually quite an accomplishment, isn't it?
But unfortunately, that video's gone now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it's gone. It was a masterpiece, actually.
It was a masterpiece. Well, thanks Billy D and Bum for that was a pretty darn good Malt Liquor Report. We got almost everybody in there. We're still lacking. You know, if we could put in any requests to the chairman, it would be my only simple request would be to include Earth in one of those rants.
Gotta load another round.
And whatever said name change would come from, because, you know, I'm sure he wouldn't just say Earth. He would, you know.
Probably call him Mars.
Yeah. Yeah, Mars. Yeah, that would actually make sense, though, wouldn't it? Yeah, Mars would make sense, yeah. And would he call Earth flat? Or maybe every time he
call me the flat earther.
Flat Earth, yeah.
Yeah. You know? Or maybe every time he's saying flat Earth, maybe he's literally talking about Earth.
Yeah.
It's like an innuendo.
Yeah, it's like so.
Let's see what he comes up with.
I want to get to the NFL and relevant beer news because there is some relevance there. Not that I mean we have beer as major sponsors of sports, of course, but there was an extra tie-in this particular week because Cleveland won.
Mm-hmm.
So that Cleveland had free Bud Light all over the city, man.
Hey Joe, did you see the? It was like a meme. It was know how like when you win the Super Bowl, they have like the shirts and hats and everything. It was like a team winner for the Cleveland Browns, and it was selling like hats and shit.
I haven't seen anything.
Hilarious.
What is there stuff on YouTube? What can I look up that would show those beer lockers opening? Is there anything? Should I Google it? I have not even seen a single picture or anything of these Bud Light.
All I heard was the sound from a video where apparently they tore one out and the fridge fell over on them or something.
The only problem with the Browns winning is that people from Cleveland, like Browns and
here we go. Wait,
people from Cleveland are worse than Chicago Cubs fans as far as just humans.
So here's a video. Bud Light victory fridges open after Cleveland Browns beat New York Jets.
Touchdown again.
This is one victory. Hilarious.
Oh man, they got to tip that. Oh shoot.
There's 3 cans of Bud Light.
I think it's almost a punishment that you're going to drink Bud Light after a victory. Yeah. You may want, but you still suck because you're drinking Bud Light.
Yeah, now you get to drink Bud Light. Yeah. You won. Now here's your punishment.
There's the punishment.
I mean, what publicity? Hello, yoga fans.
It'd be funny if someone asks for mead. Where's the mead?
Yeah, mead.
Yeah, that's the first I had not seen anything on that at all.
There was another commercial, another Bud Light commercial. I just forget what happened with it. The Dilly Dilly commercial was another one.
Oh yeah, there was a new one.
Another one where the guy requests meat and he ends up in the thing outside. They don't send him to the pit of misery. They send him outside to the they lock him up. The stockade or whatever.
Oh yeah. He's in there, and there was something about, do you want to switch or something? He's like, nah, I'm good. He just stays. I forget how it went, but yeah, I saw that during the last.
Like for everybody, he's like, I'll have a meat.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. So, I was just about to get to Zach too, and he bailed. But yeah, that was the big. Because that happened Thursday night, right? Did anybody watch that game?
What game was that on Thursday?
That was the Browns and the Jets.
Oh,
I did not watch.
I saw a couple plays. That was it.
Yeah, I happened to see the end of the fourth quarter. So, that was. So I got to see that, and then I saw highlights actually on YouTube.
May I ask the score? Was it anything like they blown them out, or is it just just a?
No, well, the big deal is that the Browns were actually down 2 touchdowns. So at the end of the first quarter, or towards the end of the first quarter, their quarterback got hurt, the Browns, and so that's when Mayweather came in, and so then he's the one, that I think his first what do you call it? His first plays weren't that good, but then I think he came back, and that's in his second go around, and then that's when he started clicking, and they made a pretty darn good comeback. He actually even scored a touchdown in the game. I think he had a play. I don't know the receivers, but he flicked it back to one of his receivers, and then his receiver threw the ball to him, and he scored a touchdown. So he kind of did it all in that game, man.
Kind of what the Patriots tried to do in the Super Bowl, but this didn't work out.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty decent game from the highlights. I mean, like I said, I didn't see the whole game. I just saw the highlights. But, I saw, the end of the fourth quarter, and then I watched the highlights on YouTube after.
Talking about receivers, did you hear about the Josh Gordon come to the Patriots?
No.
Oh, man. You know Josh Gordon, right?
Yeah.
Well, he's been under some smoke for a little while, literally.
Yeah.
Came out of it, and he got signed by the Patriots, I believe, last week. He's going to light it up. I'm telling you one thing. He's going to light it up.
So, now that you mentioned,
he does already.
Now that you mentioned, I think I did hear about that. But what do you think he's gonna actually contribute? Not right away. It'll probably be
right away. Right away. He's more of like a because when Edelman will come back and he'll be like a slot receiver, the slot receiver he needs. So week 4, I think Josh Gordon will be he'll be able to succeed. But Josh Gordon is more of a long distance downfield type of player. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He'll run and catch the ball and do what he has to do.
Hey, Coach, how you doing, brother?
Good. How you guys doing?
All right, man. What are you having, bro?
What's up, Coach?
Hey, Bomb. Hey, guys. Just a little Goose Island IPA. Nothing big.
Very nice.
What's up, Coach?
What's up, Earth?
Very solid, man. Very solid beer.
But yeah, don't let me interrupt. I agree with Tom, though. I'm excited for Gordon to go to the Patriots because I have him on my fantasy team. So it'll be huge.
Yeah. Who plays fantasy here? I'm curious on who plays fantasy. Well, we know Coach does.
I played last year. I didn't play this year, though. I play FanDuel. FanDuel is cool in a way, but other than that.
Well, so Tom's no longer playing fantasy. So right now we only have Coach in here, right? Earth, you don't play.
No, I haven't done any polls this year. And
I don't think Mark does anything. Yeah, I
do a couple FanDuels every week, and I win like $50, spend $5, win 2 or lose 4, that type of thing.
But I'm talking legitimate fantasy, like anybody. So right now, coaches, you know why? Because I'm wondering. I don't really see or hear that many people. I do hear of people playing fantasy, but I don't necessarily see that many people into fantasy. You know what I'm saying? With my own eyeballs, I'll hear about it, through different maybe podcasts or however you get your media. But I don't necessarily see it, so I kind of wonder if it's just something being hyped up.
No, it's a lot of fun. Last year I got first place. I won just under $250, which really isn't that much for a fantasy league. But this year we upped it, so it'll be double. But there's guys that have leagues that are like $200 to $500 buy-ins, and that's just crazy.
And they pay weekly, right? Like some of them pay weekly.
Some of them pay weekly. I just pay $40 with the guys at my work in the beginning of the season. Mm-hmm. We all got together, grabbed some beers, drafted some teams, and now that I say this, sounds like we have too much time on our hands. But
hey, man, it sounds like it's just another reason or an excuse to get together with some buddies and have some beers, and I played fantasy, man. I mean, we're talking. It feels like 20 years ago when it was first getting going. It hasn't been that long. because it's been a long time ago. I played it for a couple seasons. It was nowhere near what it is now,
Right.
and I just burned out of it really quick, you know. And
You got to have thick skin because there's a lot of trash talking going on, man. Like some of these guys get brutal with each other, but it's just fun. I enjoy it. So
you see a lot of the guys that they'll do like the tattoos and shit. They lose.
you know, we had a guy 2 years ago that lost, and after he had one too many, he's calling up every tattoo parlor in the town to get his tattoo. And the next day, he was so thankful that nobody would do it for him. But yeah, these guys do crazy things, man.
for their fantasy.
Yeah, they get in diapers down a corner. I lost my fantasy league. So they're brutal to last place, that's for sure.
Hey, coach, I got a question. There was a guy that came in a couple of weeks ago. We're looking for him. You have any idea?
No, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
No.
No. No.
The guy with the mask.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we had a guy break in my house, and I had to call the police. He was wearing a ski mask, but I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen him, so.
Damn, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who that guy was.
Yeah, he said something about I got to get back to my mom's basement now.
Yeah, that's probably I've vaguely heard. I don't know, guys. I don't know. He sounds like a real asshole, to be honest.
That guy was great, man. That was hilarious, man. That was hilarious. That I was cracking up that day. That was
whoever he was.
Yeah, whoever he was. Now we have some teams playing really great right now as far as the NFL. The Rams are playing fantastic. Hello, baby. You know what I'm all about. The Rams are absolutely shredding it right now. We have some people not playing great at all. I have always been of the opinion that Gruden was a little overrated. You know what I'm saying? I felt like he won that Super Bowl with someone else's players and got very fortunate playing his old team who didn't switch much up, you know what I'm saying, and got his championship, which is fine.
Quick fact of the day, when Gruden coached that team for the Super Bowl, when the game, they actually deflated their footballs. Like, it's a fact. Like, if you look for it, they actually deflated the football. It's like, and it's not a big stink. I'm just trying to say, because when the Patriots, it's like tipping your toes in the cold water. It's like, don't do it. I swear to God, man. I just had to throw it in there. I'm sorry.
Hey, it's all good, man. I mean, considering the source is right there is what we're doing. I mean, I'm pretty much over all that stuff, but hey, I hope that Gruden has some sort of success, but I just feel like he's just kind of doing the same thing as Joe Gibbs. Like Joe Gibbs had tons of success, went into racing and has had tons of success in racing. Maybe got a little bored, decided to come back to the NFL, and didn't go so good for old, Joe Gibbs.
Well, John,
right?
Go ahead, Tom.
He's with the Bills, right, Joe Gibbs?
No.
The Redskins, I think it was back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day, and then he came back to coaching the Redskins and didn't do so hot, so then he just stuck to racing. Joe Gibbs, man.
The Redskins get a lot of flack though because their name. Like a lot of people don't like the team because of their name, of like what it is, a derogatory type of name. You know what I mean? So I feel like that team gets a lot of flack. Maybe so. I wouldn't want to own. If I were to pick a team in the NFL, I wouldn't want to own the Redskins exactly. If I had a choice.
Oh, huh. Actually, this was, the Redskins played here a couple weeks ago. And that's the first time I've ever seen any sort of protest about the name. It was at that game when I went and the Redskins were here. Otherwise, I don't hear jack about their name.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it matters like who you hear it from, but I mean, yeah. But I don't know. Sometimes you'll hear about it, and sometimes you don't. You don't hear about it most of the time.
Redskins lives matter, I guess. I don't know.
I've asked numerous Indians, and I swear to God, like none of them cared. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, I can't even tell you how many Indians were there at the game that were Redskins fans. I mean, it's
Yeah.
you know,
Maybe I'm the wrong person to talk about it. Then maybe I'm the wrong person.
no. It's you're welcome to bring anything up. It kind of you could take something negative or you could take something as a positive. You know what I'm saying? Like you could take it as a compliment or not.
A couple of years ago, I read something that was one of the most brilliant things ever as far as how you solve the problem. You keep the name for the team.
Mm-hmm.
You eliminate the logo. You just replace the current logo with that of a potato. And there you go. Redskin potatoes.
Now,
The name stays the same and there's nobody offended.
That's going to piss off a lot of people in Idaho, though.
Oh,
Right.
I think you're wrong. I think potatoes go up 10%.
Yeah.
And we were playing so nice. Damn it, here we go. The sandbox was clean. We were playing nice, no problems. Oh man.
Can I actually ask?
Coach, you missed the last rant. You and Urs skated from that rant. It's not fair.
Hey, Coach, I got a question for you.
Sure.
Like potatoes in Idaho, right? Are there any places that like have really good fries? Like they just tell you, like, hey man, best fries in Idaho.
I don't know, man. Like, you go to any restaurant and they pride themselves on locally grown stuff here. Even the ice cream comes from local dairies, which is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys have heard of Five Guys Burgers and Fries?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know if they do this where you guys live, but in our area, they're like, yeah, the potatoes were growing a mile down the road by so-and-so. And it's like, oh, that's fantastic. Pretty fresh, I guess. But, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, potatoes taste like potatoes, so.
I know.
They're not.
Potato.
Right. A potato's a potato. Like, as long as it's not rotten.
Right. I mean, if I was back in San Diego, clearly the sushi would be better there than it is up here. But, I mean, we're talking about potatoes, so.
I know.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Other than a particular potato style, having a russet up there as opposed to having it out of, New Mexico, who knows, right? Like, nobody knows the difference,
Right. It's kind of having like a PBR, like, it's okay, but nobody cares.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, like Lay's potato chips, some of the potatoes come from Idaho, some come from New Mexico, some come from Lord knows where. I mean, they just, as long as they're as long as they're good potatoes, that's all they care about. And
well, we have Simplot here, and they have the contract with a lot of the McDonald's, so they have huge business with McDonald's.
Yeah, because they do. McDonald's actually breaks, or they put in their advertising that the potatoes, their fries come from Idaho, right?
Right, but then after they process them and fry them forever, it's still crap.
I fucking love you. All right.
Speaking of fries, very disappointed that Taco Bell got rid of their again.
Their what?
Taco Bell got rid of their fries. I went to Taco Bell to get some fries yesterday. I was very disappointed because I went to get that new triple layer crunch wrap thing they got,
My wife just got that, yeah.
I got that yesterday, and I was like, oh, yeah, and give me some of your fries, too, bro, because they're actually pretty no charge. They're actually pretty good. And he was like, bro, I ain't got no fries. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Say that louder because I couldn't hear you. He's like, no, we don't have fries no more, man. They took them off the menu.
Yeah, I like them.
Bro, No! I yelled at the microphone like that at the speaker. No! Oh, loud like that.
This is let's release carbonation.
And then when I got up to the window, me and the drive-through window kid had a long discussion about what the hell happened to those fries, man. I want to talk to the CEO of Taco Bell now. Get him on the phone because this is BS. You know? But that triple crunch wrap thing is good, though.
Talk to the man about the fries.
I'll give him that. That triple cut. It was actually bigger than I thought. From the pictures, I thought I was just going to get some folded thing. But it was actually a pretty good-sized little, I don't know, seemed like a folded quesadilla sort of deal. But
Crunchy?
it was actually pretty good. It was crunchy a little bit in the middle because it has the tortilla over it. All right. You know?
Is that Tom in the background I can hear talking to his woman?
Yeah. He's the one that went, really?
Oh, yeah.
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 Seriously?
I'm on share beer, goddammit.
Yeah. Seriously? I'll never forget. That was hilarious, man. Like, you've got them idiots, and then you got this. And you're staying with them? What?
Who the hell is that?
Seriously? Did you better take another look, pal, because
I love that shirt. What size shirt is that, Joe D?
Oh, this is actually I think this is actually a 2X.
Boom, send it to me. My size. Thanks, man.
They might have. This is actually in the spirit. We have been in the spirit of things because today, like Mark said, is the official start of Oktoberfest. And today is the official start of, well, I guess yesterday would have been, but it's the first weekend of the GABF. And this is the shirt I bought at GABF last year.
Yeah, you guys went last year. You, Mark, and his brother, I think.
Yeah.
And Tom.
I regret not getting.
Oh, Tom went too. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I regret not getting a shirt. I wish I got a shirt.
Yeah. Well, you saw me. I had to get everything because, you know, you just never know.
It's something you had from that memory.
Yeah. So
I was surprised Bud and Earth didn't join you guys.
Oh, I would have loved to. Little expensive for me to fly out there. Plus, I work weekends too.
Oh yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. And for those that think they can make it, me and Mark will be back in Denver in 2 weeks at the what's it called again?
Rocky Mountain Audio Fest.
Yeah, Rocky Mountain Audio Fest.
Joe's saying, "What's it called?" He's going to be there. Hey, what's this called? What is this?
Yeah.
It's an Audio and Craft Beer Fest.
Yeah, and you know what? I am so looking forward to this. I've been listening to tons of music. Well, this weekend I have. And, trying to get my ears tuned to this and that because I want to see what some of this music will sound like on some of these super expensive high-end.
We should be able to listen to some. I think there's going to be some $1 million there somewhere. One of those things, where all the components at the bottom will cost you $1 million.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that. Did anybody, speaking of audio,
it sounds the same as it does on my iPod. I don't know what the difference is.
Did anybody? All right. Did anybody see all the new gadgets that came out from Alexa? I mean, from Amazon. One of them was an Amazon subwoofer.
Yes, for your Alexa subwoofer.
Yep. So now you have a sub. You can get 2 of the Amazon Echoes and pair them together so you can have what they're calling a true wireless 2.1 system. With nice, I don't know what that sub's going to sound like, but they're making it look just like the AirPod from Apple. So,
well, I did see the new iPhones. I got the iPhone X, and I love it. But now there's new iPhone XS and this, that, and pay us more money. And I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna stick with my iPhone X for a little while.
Oh yeah, I wasn't even tempted. I mean, everybody knows I have my X, but They're not going to improve that much on this phone. Are you kidding me? Not in a year.
They can't.
Yeah. Other than make it bigger. They made it bigger and they put a better camera in it, which speaks volumes to, what me and Mark are into, photography. I mean, what do most people do with their phones nowadays? They take a lot of pictures, and actually the stuff that Apple put in their new phones as far as the camera goes is pretty remarkable, but we'll talk about that on another show, probably March tomorrow.
Yeah, I watch Mark's photography show every once in a while, and they do this thing where you can take a picture and then you can actually zoom in on the background, make that more clear. It's pretty weird. I don't know much about photography, but I can appreciate the way it looks.
Yeah. There's
good features there where you can blur out the background automatically or increase the depth of field. Yeah.
Who was it that came out with that camera years ago now, Mark? Where you could just snap a picture basically and adjust your depth of field. Who was it? Leica or is it,
Nikon?
No, it wasn't Nikon.
It was like a company that was a
Leica. Was it Leica?
No, it was like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a while, but that's what Apple basically did. They basically duplicated their technology, and I would imagine they would have had to have bought it or licensed it or something because that's awful close.
Yeah,
it's awful close. But to be able to snap an image on your phone, for Christ's sake, and adjust the bokeh and anytime you want is pretty incredible. And the HDR feature they have in there is pretty cool too. I would love to play around with that. One of the new toys they put in with the iOS 12 update was like a measuring thing. So you've got virtual reality. You're taking advantage of the virtual reality that's in the iPhone X, and you're able to measure stuff with it. Did you check that app out? It's actually I think they literally call it Measure. It's just literally called Measure.
Okay, I saw that app on my phone.
Yeah, and it measures stuff. I mean, I wish I could show you, but it's just basically it's just showing you me, but you can see that little loop that's in there maybe, and it measures stuff.
Well, stick it over your head and let's measure your head.
Yeah, no, not even the iPhone 10 could measure this, Alan. Are you kidding me?
Warning.
Yeah. And then
let me get this straight. We paid $1,000 for this phone and this update, and it measures stuff. When I was a kid, they called that a ruler.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was like a nickel. Right.
What are those? What's a ruler?
It's that thing we were in the bathroom, Tom, looking at our peckers, and we put it next to it. We used to come out and then ask our girlfriends, so 3 inches is good, right?
I relate. I definitely relate.
I knew that's where that was going. Yeah. There's hardly a conversation that can be held by dudes that ain't going to get down to your peckers somehow. It's a miracle it took us this long to get there, right? It took us over an hour to get to the pecker, which is pretty amazing for this show, for one.
It may be a world record.
It may be a world record. Zach, give us an update on GABF 2018, man.
It's pretty much the same as it is every year. But it was good. We did Monday night. We had a beer on tap at Falling Off. So we did kickoff party. That's always a fun one. Wednesday they do the big brewers gathering. So get all the brewers together. That's always a good time for a bunch of food and drink. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and morning and night. Thursday didn't. This is the first year it hasn't sold out in like 17 years.
Oh, really?
Wow.
But they also added like another 2,000 tickets per session. Jameson had their own booth there, which was just all barrel aged, different beers that were barrel aged in Jameson barrels, which was okay.
Okay.
It's an interesting time. You guys are there last year.
Is there anything you had this that kind of surprised you?
You know, just sitting through the awards this morning, I think that beer is just it's reaching further bounds. You know, Colorado, Washington, Oregon, and California are still racking up pretty good medal counts, but places like North Carolina, Virginia, those guys really had a lot more medals than typical. I'm trying to find. I had some good beer out of Atlanta. I'm trying to find a couple of them that I had. Orpheus.
Okay. Yep. Orpheus does a really good job.
Orpheus was pretty good.
Did they win a medal?
I don't think they won a medal. It was just one that I went to.
Oh, okay.
This one is Pretoria Fields Collective, which is out of Albany, Georgia. That was interesting.
Okay. I'm not familiar with that one, but Albany's not that far away.
Torch Top Brewing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had somebody that was out of Jersey that they do completely spontaneous everything that they do. They grow their hops, their malt. Everything is there on their farm. That was kind of cool.
So it's all spontaneously.
That's awesome.
I'm finding the brewery right now.
Jersey, so it's a big micro environment.
I think there's one that was out of New York. I think I'm trying to find it. It's Barge or something out of Long Island, and they had some of the it's Barge Brewing out of Maverick, New York, and they had some really cool stuff that was like they had a peanut butter chocolate stout that was brewed with Snickers that was awesome. They had a raspberry fudge milk stout that was great.
Ooh.
And then there was they had a couple of really good stouts. The stupid hazy beers were their first year being in the festival, and they're the biggest category with 400 and something entries.
Wow,
that's a lot of beer to all taste the same. But so it was interesting to see the different and the hazy stuff. There's a lot of that are pretty well done. But Tom's not even here, dude. And then there's some that are they're just doing it to follow a trend.
Yeah.
Which I think we've talked about until breweries can figure out how to do what you do and do it the right way. It's fun to experiment, and if you're good at it, keep doing it. But don't just make a beer to make a trend, because some of those just aren't very good.
Well, yeah, we've discussed that before, and not just with beer, but with clothing, with so many other things that we consume. There's some companies that are just literally out there just to do what everybody else is doing. Do what's trending. Do what's popular. They're not necessarily innovators in their field, which is fine, actually. You know what I'm saying? There's some You know.
I had some really good beer out of Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. I don't know if any of the Pennsylvania guys are familiar with that area.
I don't even know where Phoenixville is, so
Probably in the Philadelphia area. I
was going to say it must be on the eastern side of the state.
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Yeah. A really good one that I had was a spruce tip goza, which was pretty tasty. But it's always cool. It's kind of like going to camp. You see everybody that you see. All you guys are drinking Sierra Nevada, aren't you? Just one of you, maybe.
Well,
I had one. I'm finished with that.
So last year, you guys came to the Kill the Keg at Falling Rock, and so last year that was 6 minutes 37 seconds to kill the keg. They killed the keg in 6 minutes and 18 seconds this year. So they did beat it, but the beer was a little different. So for those that have been Kill the Keg at Falling Rock, they came up with Sierra Nevada, and it's always the first keg of Harvest Ale reduced or released in the whole states. So
wow.
This year, though, with JBF being earlier, nobody knew if they could get the beer because the hops were not ready for the beer to be on tap. So this year it was a Centennial single hop version of Harvest Ale, and they only did a couple of barrels. Fallen Rock had 4 kegs, and then Sierra Nevada has a couple. And that's it. Nobody else can get it.
Hey Zach, those I still dream about those fried mushrooms. Oh, they're so good.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
I made some for my own, but they weren't the same. It was just something about that batter. It's just so. Oh man,
you couldn't get them hot enough.
No, it was just.
That's the thing. The batter's so damn good. Yeah, but it was fun. There was no guy. You guys were there for the weirdo that was peeing on the sign across the street last year.
I like that.
We didn't get any of that.
None of that?
So that's too bad.
Did it rain?
It rained once on Wednesday for like 5 minutes. Yeah, it's a good week. Hopefully, anybody that hasn't come, it's a bucket list thing.
Yeah, I definitely would suggest it at least once. At least if you're a craft beer fan, it's worth your while at least once. Denver, just in general, is a great place to visit, and then to go for GABF at least once. Hey, there's Andy.
Andy, there's Andy.
Was it Adam or Andy?
Hey, y'all.
Andy.
On the road.
By the way, I'm out training.
Training.
Yeah, training. Yeah.
Training. You see, trains.
Yeah.
I'm training.
Yeah.
He's training.
Yep, training.
Explain it some more. I don't quite get it.
Yeah, the object is to make the train stay on the tracks.
You might want to leave this show.
By the way, Joe, I sent you a video earlier on your Facebook.
Okay, all right, I'll check it out.
And you look like you're in your habitat. You look at home.
Yeah, I'm outdoors. It's nice.
Well, you missed your cuss out by the chairman. The chairman actually mentioned you in a cuss out.
Sweet, he figured out my name.
well, kind of.
Yeah.
What did he say? An asshole from Minnesota or some shit?
No, he did say that.
Sweet.
He did say that, but he called you Andy.
Oh well.
What a letdown.
He's like, you know what, guys, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
But he did call you that piece of shit, so that's good.
Yeah.
That's all right. I can attest to that. I'm about 3 and some change.
Yeah.
But I'm also about 6'8", so I only look like I'm about 250 though.
Yeah, when you're 6'8", you're allowed to be 3 and some change, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, I was cut short of my 6'8", so I got stuck at 6, and still accomplished the triple digits there, though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's also what happens when you're 2/3 German and 1/3 Norwegian.
I'll see you guys. I gotta go.
All right, man. We'll see you, Zach.
Later, Zach.
Oh, was that Coach? Oh, what? Oh, okay.
No, that was Zach that cut out.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to going there. I know it's for an audio fest, but in my mind, I know I'm gonna be drinking tons of beer. So.
Yeah. Oh, did Zach get a hold of you, Joe, for tickets to the audio fest?
No.
Okay. All right. You haven't bought any yet, have you? Okay. Text Zach and let him know. He said something about employee discount tickets or something. And maybe check with him.
Oh, okay.
For the audio.
I was still counting on just walking up, but yeah,
you probably can. But if you can get a discount, I think it's
oh, that'll work.
So now is Joe going to hang out with any women along with the beer, or just the beer?
Oh, it's probably just the beer. Yeah.
Sometimes
what the hell? Like, I'm the weirdo for asking that? No.
There's no like.
You ever see the movie Do the Right Thing by Spike Lee? Do the right thing, Jody.
There's not a lot of women other than models that want to hang out with me. That's for sure. It's always dudes.
Give them enough time at the bar, they'll flock to it.
Not true, Joe. You're a good man.
Earth just made the best point ever.
Oh, what was that?
Hanging out at the bar.
Hang out at the bar? Yeah. Yeah.
If you hang out at the bar long enough, they'll flock to you.
I scare them all away too, so I'll hide in the corner. You can hang out. Get all the chill.
The bar, it's a craft bar, man.
I don't worry about the women. Cracking open a Sam Adams coffee pale ale right now. Oh, no smoke. No smoke, by the way, from none of these Sam Adams.
Yeah.
You know?
Call Sam Adams, tell him no smoke.
Yeah, by the way, Mark was on my mind this whole week. I had some ice machines, actually, from Peachtree, Georgia, that were becoming a huge nuisance on my deliveries.
Peachtree, Georgia?
Yeah, they were from Peachtree, Georgia.
Did they just like stay in your trailer and you couldn't deliver them or something?
Yeah, it had nothing to do with the actual machines themselves, and more to do with the company I was delivering them to.
Well, they are from the south, so they're a little slow.
Yeah, they don't quite make the ice as fast as we would like it here in Phoenix. Maybe that's. You know what's funny about the majority of these Sam Adams beers is they all look like that.
They all look like a red the way it looks.
Yeah, they all look
a red or some kind of amber.
This one does have some coffee notes to it. I'll give you that. You do get this one's actually. I wish they sold this one by itself. It's actually pretty good.
That and tumbler. They're in about a tumbler. I don't know why they don't sell that out.
This one's actually. I'm enjoying this, because it says coffee. I'm gonna have. Hey, sorry, Andrew. It's just kind of loud over there, man.
Yeah, that's all right. It's train backing in the yard. That's why I'm taking a little bit of a walk.
All right. It's but this coffee pale is actually, more true to what it's saying on the bottle, because you are getting some actual coffee notes on here. You know what I'm saying?
That's the one I was most curious about in that pack.
Yeah, and especially now that it's fully warmed up. This one's room temperature as I'm having it. And there's quite a few beers that, the minute I get them home, I'll just crack one open because, that's what you're trying to do anyway. You know what I'm saying? You cool these beers off. You like run to get home from the beer store, right? And then you're like, oh yeah, I got to chill these beers. And then you're like, oh, now I got to let it warm up so I can get something. You know what I'm saying? And what is it? Just crack one open right out of the pack. You know what I'm saying? Like, while it's already at temperature, it's like we spend all this energy a lot of times for beer styles that taste better when they're actually closer to room temperature anyway.
I have a question for Bum. Who's this Savannah one that trolls you a lot?
Oh, he's a you haven't been around for the last few malt liquor reports, Coach. Ever since that guy hijacked your account for a second.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but anyway,
yeah.
Havana One is a 16-year-old kid. He's going to be 17 soon.
The energy drink kid.
He's the energy drink kid. Yeah,
got it. Okay.
Yeah, so you know who he is.
I do now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Okay.
He was formerly known as JR and JJ 5P7. His JR channel was terminated for I don't know. Somebody flagged him and his channel got terminated. But he's back to his original channel, Havana now.
Hey, Andy in Minnesota. It actually looks beautiful, man. I love that scene in back here.
Yeah,
it's actually
the sun's actually setting is what's going on. So I'm just kind of giving you it's kind of like that blue hour.
Yeah. Golden hour.
Yep. And just behind me here is probably see it a little bit downtown St. Paul.
Awesome.
I'm just south of downtown St. Paul by about maybe 2-3 miles.
Very beautiful.
And I actually live up on the bluff over that way, right above downtown.
And how's mom?
Mom's good.
Make sure
mom's good.
Sit high.
Oh yeah, and I've been working some pretty good hours for the new company, working county contract over in Minneapolis.
Good, and that's going good?
Oh, yeah. Got working Monday through Thursday normally with Friday through Sunday off.
Oh, man. Are you kidding me? That's all right.
Yep.
Yeah. One day to take care of all the stuff you can't take covenant.
Pair of 12-hour shifts and a pair of 8s.
Hey, man. That sounds pretty good to me.
Yep, I'm not going to argue.
4-day work week, 3 days off. Man, nothing wrong with that, my friend. Nothing wrong with that.
I wouldn't even argue with 410s.
Yeah. 410. However you got to get there, man. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're just doing 4 days a week and you're having 3-day weekends every weekend, that's all right.
Well, the cool thing about this company is Hennepin County Security hires directly from them. So I'm hoping by next year, this same time, I'm going to be a Hennepin County officer.
Good, man.
And I'll be a county employee, so I'll have buku vacation time and better benefits.
Right, pension too.
Oh yeah, that too.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome, man.
That's awesome. And by the way, man, you know what? I have to say something because it's on my mind big time. I went and seen my grandkids last weekend, and the day before, I left on last Saturday, so last Saturday very very early in the morning. But when I got off work that Friday, I said bye an acquaintance more. We're work friends, right? Said bye to him. He went to his pickup and I went to my pickup, and yeah, have a good weekend, and we'll see you. And he does a different job than I do, so I don't necessarily see him a lot. But he got in an accident the very next day, man, and
Ouch.
and he had to have he got hurt very seriously. I'll just say that he's in a coma, and
That sucks.
he lost part of his leg, and
Wait, they did surgery. They did surgery while in coma.
I hate to say too much because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I just found out yesterday that this happened, and I'm like, dear God, I just saw him. And they said the accident happened on Saturday, and I'm like, I literally saw him the day before. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. So it's been heavy on my mind because I do drive for a living, man. It's one of the most dangerous things all of us do all the time is drive. And when you drive for a living, you just up your chances of something happening. The best thing that can happen, I hate to sound like this, but the best thing that happens, you are killed. Because if you're maimed in some way, or you're put in a position where you're unfortunately in a coma, or you're bedridden for the rest of your life, man, not a lot of people want to live like that, man. And then the stress that it puts on your family and everything like that. So I got to give a big dilly to my work friend, man. I mean,
is this something from which he can possibly recover and come out of the coma?
Like I said, I don't even know enough just yet. I know that his head was swelling up so bad that they had to take off either a whole half of his skull or part of his skull in two places. So that's why they induced the coma, because of that. And then I heard that he lost part of his leg. I mean, any part of your leg you lose can't be good. Guy's 32 years old, man. I mean,
well, I know they can take your skull and put it in your stomach to survive. They sew it inside your stomach, believe it or not, and they can survive there until they need to put it back.
It's crazy the things they can do. It is, but
yeah,
to go through all this and be in your early 30s, man. Oh yeah, I can't even. It's been so heavy on my mind. I mean, it's just incredible, man.
Hey, Joe, just think about it this way. Look at our guys overseas, over in Afghanistan, who've suffered loss of limb and not with IEDs and stuff, and you got a bunch of these guys that are actually going back over there and basically saying, I can do this.
Yeah. And that's a whole nother deal.
Yep.
I at one time in my life was one of those guys, and I trained for that, and hey man, I was all in. You know what I'm saying? Try to keep me out of it. That's the way I look. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole different ballgame, man. As opposed to being one of those said guys that you just mentioned, doing all that said time over there, you come back and get in the same car accident, and you live through all that. You made it through all that. Every digit you've got is intact, and then you get here and get shot. I mean,
going across an intersection or something like.
Yeah, or to me, the worst thing that can happen is you get in an accident, or some sort of thing happens to you, and you're just, I don't know, what do you call it, maimed? You're like,
yep.
You live. Like, to me, the best thing that can happen is something kills you, because then it's over, and you just deal with the loss. Your family deals with the loss. They're not having to deal with this constant, okay, now I gotta wipe his butt. Now I gotta pick him up. Now I gotta give him a bath. Now and you gotta do this forever.
Well, you guys know my oldest is in the Marine Corps, and he's been dying to go overseas. And I said, no, you don't want to. He's stuck in the desert in 29 Palms. And I'm so happy because that's the best case scenario. But he wants to go overseas. And I said, son, you don't know what the hell's going on over there. I know you're in the Marine Corps, but trust me, you do not want to go over there.
Yeah, that's the same thing my mom said. And I still to this day disagree. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you train for. You want to do what you train for. And that's why you're there, man. You sign up, to kill people. That's the bottom line. You join the military, kill people or be killed. That's the bottom line, man. You know what I'm saying? You just want to do what you're trained for.
Right, and that's from his standpoint. But my standpoint as a parent, it's like, no,
Yeah, I feel you. But the thing of it is a lot of people don't realize how many soldiers or people that are in the military are killed, maimed, or injured just doing their daily deal.
Right.
In the military, like accidents happen. So when it's your time, it's your time. Some people, like, they'll be in war and combat, and a bullet goes through their earlobe, for Christ's sake, or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not your time. And then other people, they trip over a tree limb and they're dead. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, we all know, we all have a story like that where we know of someone that was vacuuming the carpet in their living room, for Christ's sake, and whoop, that's it. Lord took you. That's it. It's your time, son. I punched your ticket. You're coming home. Like, that's, I mean, if it's not your time to go, it's not going to be your time to go, period. And it don't matter where you're at and what, but I admire your son for joining the military, and for making that ultimate sacrifice, signing his name on that line, and continuing to serve. That's very, very honorable to me. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it. No, he's got 17 months. He wants out, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I did my time, got out too, man. That was it. I wanted to be a career civilian.
Nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I kind of actually wanted to get out and be a civilian that worked for the military, and it didn't work out. I wanted to do that. And and it's funny because even to this day, I still, my retirements, that window, that light at the end of the tunnel is getting bigger and bigger. So I'm starting to think of jobs as I go to these. It's one of the fortunate things about my job is that I do go to so many different companies on a daily basis. And I still look at the companies that are military contractors and stuff like that. I still look at those as a job that I wanted. I was just at one yesterday, and I'm like, you guys do some hiring, man? Do you guys hire ex-military? Do you know what I'm saying? I'm always asking them, hey, right on. Thanks, coach, for showing us a picture of him, man. Awesome. Awesome, man. And I still have those sort of thoughts. And the programs that they have now, like jobs like mine, hire people right out of the military, give them training, everything like that. It's really, really incredible. It's great. The military was starting, the Army at least, was starting to do things like that when I was getting out, but didn't quite have it, fine-tuned like they do now, which is good for all the people that are serving now and getting out.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your service, Jody.
Yeah. Anybody who goes through who signs up and goes through service is motivated and disciplined, and makes a fantastic employee. I mean, it's just a matter of converting those skills and finding something that's a fit. I mean, you've got people that are committed to a process and self-disciplined and willing to work hard and do what it takes. I mean, that's 95% of the battle.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said.
Mm-hmm.
I got a cousin who went to boot camp between his junior and senior year in high school over summer. And then when he graduated from high school back in 1979 or 1980, he started his first year in the U.S. Air Force. A couple years ago, he just retired as a chief 33 years later.
Yeah. I credit my success as a person, partly not from the Army, not from the military, but from some of the people that were in the military that had more control over me than my parents did. That's for sure. And were able to put their arm around my head and just kind of, no, I said you're gonna do this, and that's it, because once you do sign up, that's it. Like you're their dog. That's it. I mean, I don't know how to put it. I mean, that's it. You sign up in the military, they own your ass. That's it. There's they got more rights to you than your parents do. I don't know how else. I can't put it subtly like that. That's it. So the people that are in the military that are in charge of you, if they want to, they can really be a huge influence in your life. Sergeant Major Henry was that type of man for me, and for him to be a sergeant major and to have his thumb on me like that personally was pretty crazy when I think back on it. But also, I give a lot of credit personally for me as a man who didn't necessarily have that man figure in my life while I was growing up, was my high school wrestling coach. My high school wrestling coach was it for me, man. Coach Sebiano, man, was it, man. He was a huge influence in my life to this day. So there was a couple men when I was in the service, and my high school wrestling coach, man. So I always give a lot of credit to coaches, because coaches are there with kids, and you hear from these pro players, whether it be football or basketball, you hear it from these pro players all the time, man. They're coaches, man. Their coach was this, coach was that, because these coaches don't get enough credit either. We give a lot of credit to military and this and that, and they deserve it. But man, these coaches do too, man. Coaches bring up a lot of our young men and show them the way. They're doing all these things, giving rides to kids constantly, feeding them, clothing them in some cases, making sure. I mean, they do a lot. A lot of these coaches do a lot for these kids, man, because coaches really give a damn. They do. Once coach is coach, that's it, man. Coach is coach for life, man. They're everywhere you go. And when you're with a coach, he's always known by coach. Like, that's it,
Is that true, Coach?
Absolutely, man. I coached high school wrestling for a lot of years, and I still see some of my ex-wrestlers, and they come up and talk to me and tell me how they're doing. And, there's a lot of times in high school when these kids couldn't afford to pay the school fee to wrestle, and I figured out ways to have fundraisers, or I would throw money out of my own pocket to help them wrestle. And to this day, they still thank me. And it's just like, listen, I don't want money to be the barrier as to why you can't grow as a person through a sport. So, the money will come later, but right now, just be a high school athlete. Let's teach you the best we can, and, don't worry about the money, and I just have these kids come up to me, not so much anymore, but it happens every once in a while. Hey, coach, thank you for that. Thank you for this. And it's stuff I forgot about too. It's not that I didn't care, but I just, you forget about stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah. So, because you're working with so many individuals, but the individual only sees that relationship between them and you. So it's a lot easier to remember particular things where you kind of see it as just kind of all part of the mix.
Right. Well, not to get too much into this, but I had a kid named Nick McJimsey, and I ran into him in town, and he's a Marine too. And he says, I don't think I could have been a Marine without you teaching me what you taught me in wrestling. And I only coached him for 2 years, but I said, listen, man, you did it on your own. I just gave you the tools to succeed, but this is all you. You did it on your own. I was glad to coach you. It was a pleasure. And this kid almost made it to state as a second-year wrestler. He lost 4-3 in the districts, and it broke my heart. And I mean, you guys might laugh, but his parents were in the stand, and I thought he was going to make it to state, and everyone was hoping he'd make it, and he lost by 1 point. But at the end of the day, when you think about it, that's why he is who he is because he rises to the occasion, and he saw defeat, and he still went on to do great things. So
yeah, I mean, I think a lot of times by getting that close and not succeeding is better than just cruising to the top. If you've got the right attitude, work hard to get there, then you're not going to let a temporary setback like not making it to state, which seems huge, but
Right,
in the whole
right.
thing, it's not that big. But you're not going to let it set you back. It just motivates you to do better the next time.
Exactly.
So you're saying that he shouldn't have gotten a participation trophy like all the kids did?
You know, man, like I don't. Oh my God!
Everybody's a winner.
You know, here's the thing: is I had a kid named AJ Sanchez. He won one match in 4 years. Okay, one match.
Yeah.
I pulled AJ aside and I said, "You already won. Just for the fact you're doing something that everybody else won't or is afraid to do."
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter your win and loss record. Doesn't matter if you're the state champ. Doesn't matter if you're the guy who just can't get it done. You got it done by participating. And, you know, I mean, maybe the pep talk is the medal in itself. And I appreciate Bump saying that because we live in this stupid ass generation where everybody has to be patted on the back.
Everybody gets a trophy.
It's bullshit. It's crap because you know what you're doing? You're setting up those kids for failure because in life, that's not how it is.
There's no participation trophy.
No. That's what your parents are for. I don't know. That's a whole nother subject. And Joe D, you wrestled, but you know, it's in my opinion, in my humble opinion, you find out what you're made of when you wrestle.
Yeah.
You really, really do. You intimately find out what you're made of and who you are. And I could go on all day, guys. Sorry, but it's one of those sports where if you haven't done it, you know, it's a gut check and you learn about yourself. Anyway,
definitely.
Well, I think the big thing is wrestling it's an individual sport, but you still work for the team.
Yeah.
And I mean that's one of the things I did baseball and basketball and stuff, but I kind of gravitated towards running and cross country, and it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, running.
You either did what you did, and you had the individual victory, but you were still working for the team.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys ever watch UFC,
you had the other teammates that kind of help you along as well, and individual sports make a big difference. I think.
Right, and I'll leave it alone. But you know, if you guys ever watch UFC, the guys that win UFCs all have a wrestling background.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying they're better. What I'm saying is, wrestling is very, very disciplined. It's very tough. It's like nothing else, in my opinion, my humble opinion.
Yeah, but you know, there is some things that are very similar though. You have those other sports that are individual but team at the same time. You've got like tennis, you've got some of your different track and field events, and track and field's a lot like wrestling from that aspect because there are certain parts of running that are year round. Some of these kids do that year round, a lot like wrestlers did.
Well, it's definitely a year-round thing, and I remember we had a lot of in high school. We had a lot of wrestlers that were on cross country because that was a fall sport, and the wrestling coach made the wrestlers run cross country for conditioning.
Yeah,
and I mean the good wrestlers, they were tough because they would just run themselves into the ground.
It was what I remember about wrestling was it was just
suffer as much as they could. Yeah.
And as far as my mom's in the chat chiming in on it because it was a big, you know, wrestling parent of all the sports that I played, and I played a lot of them.
You're right. You need to be there.
The wrestling was one of those sports where everybody. It was not just the kids, it was not just the coaches, but the wrestling families were really close. I mean, those are some seriously close relationships that you would develop because it was a year-round thing.
Well, you wait around 8 hours on a Saturday to watch your kid wrestle for 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it ended faster than that, and you're sitting around for 8 to 12 hours.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I have a question though.
Yeah, driving around, driving back and sitting. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just It's crazy. The parents, the kudos to the parents for sure. So if Joe's mom's in the chat, I mean, kudos to her because, I have a question. Did you guys see the Serena Williams things with her title? I watched that whole thing. I don't know much about tennis, but I was a little perturbed because the Japanese girl that won the Grand Slam title, the limelight got stolen from her because of Serena's tantrum. And I understand Serena's side. I watched the thing and I saw what happened. But Serena should have just kept her mouth shut and just kicked her butt if she could have.
Well, it wasn't going to happen. It absolutely wasn't going to happen. And the thing, if you took that just as an isolated incident, then you might give it to Serena, right? But it's not. And in finals for Serena, she's blown up like that before. And she knows who she is. She's Serena Williams, for Christ's sake. She knows who she is. She knows. So I felt like that was actually a bullying sort of thing on her end.
And we can all agree Serena Williams is a champion. She's definitely a champion. But is that how a champion acts? I mean, and I know our little opinions don't matter, but do you understand? I mean, that's crazy.
I get it. But at the same time, the whole thing that happened was kind of ridiculous. But also the way that she could have handled it better. But in the heat of those battles, man, sometimes you're just not. But I understood her side definitely for sure. It was that sort of coaching thing don't necessarily ever get called, and why should it get called? But that girl was flat kicking her butt. There was no way she was ever going to come back from that. I mean,
it was a pretty significant difference between the two of them. It wasn't like it was close, but that made the difference. The fact that he got beat and then that came on, and then she got mad.
I mean, whoever beat her
definitely came out. He was just frustrated with the way she performed and everything, and then it just kind of came to a head. But
whoever
did you see it, Bum?
Thinking so.
I saw snippets of it. I didn't watch the entire thing from beginning to end. I just saw some of the highlights.
Yeah, the lowlights, depending on what you look at it. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, she's wired to win. I mean, that's what she's done for years. So
the thing that I came out of it with is what I usually come out with when watching women's tennis. If you close your eyes when watching women's tennis, it sounds like you're listening to a porno.
Well, you guys know what I'm going to be doing tonight.
Now, what's going on with Pittsburgh there, Bum? I mean,
with the Steelers?
Yeah.
Steelers?
Man, we got all kinds of drama in Pittsburgh.
There is just tons of drama in Pittsburgh, man. What is going on?
You're talking about the Cleveland Browns winning their first game. The Browns should actually be 2-1 right now.
They should be
instead of 1-1-1. Yeah, it was a miracle that the Steelers didn't lose that game. Oh, we got Le'Veon Bell holding out. We got Antonio Brown, who is arguably the best receiver in the game, acting well like he always has acted. I'll just leave it at that. With no apparent repercussions for him. He's going to play Monday. He didn't show up for work. I don't know how much of this made the national media. It's all over the local media.
It did. He didn't show up for a meeting or something on Monday.
Yeah, it was basically the equivalent of showing up for a work day, and never showed. Claimed he had the next day. Claimed he had an excused absence, although his coach
would beg to differ.
Yeah, there was contradictions left and right. It was just nothing made sense.
And then you've got a quarterback that's always on the fence of every year whether he's going to retire or not. I mean,
yeah. Although I think sometimes Ben's retiring may or may not be determined by the three-ring circus that he has around him with the team. You know,
I feel like Ben's a drama queen. I feel like he loves the attention.
Well, Ben can be a drama queen with his own injuries.
Mhm.
Like Ben will, and Ben has had major injuries, some serious injuries.
Well, hasn't he hurt his vagina before?
I think it got bruised.
Cam cracked up.
I think a little bit of bleeding. That's about
I
it.
think
You got a boo boo.
I think it was nearly pushed into his aorta at one point.
Right, and those things tend to bleed a lot. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
He's still out there. He's doing what?
Yeah, that's
But no, but Ben has taken some major beatings, but there's been controversy over the years as to whether he's had a broken toe or not. He's claimed he has, and previous coach Cower said, "I know nothing about a broken toe."
No, here it is, Bum. Mike Tomlin reports Ben Roethlisberger's left fallopian tube. Okay, there it is. Okay, we're good. I understand now. Sorry, I get it.
we had a broken camel toe, right?
His front butt.
Ouch!
I had to get on that one, man. That one, it was just out there. You know what I'm saying? It was
Kool-Aid man through the wall again.
Coach, I'm not offended, but you don't know who you're offending out there, Coach. Hashtag me too. You never know who's out there listening.
Well,
Mom, this show is not PC.
Yeah. Oh, you'd be offending the chairman, you know.
Yeah,
oh, another person with the vagina. Okay.
Yep.
I see a trend
the
here.
chairman's got one. The chairman's got one.
We were trying to figure out if the malt liquor community has any sort of pumpkin ales or any sort of Oktoberfest beers. Malt fest beers, I guess you would have to.
Yeah, I don't believe so.
Yeah. I don't think there's no malt seasonals, is there?
No.
There isn't, huh? That's funny. There isn't like a malt seasonal.
No, some things just don't exist, just like malt liquor on draft.
Yeah, that's more of a godsend.
That's true, huh? When's the last time you've ever seen a malt liquor on draft?
Never. I've never seen it.
Bum, that's your assignment for this week. Because it's been done. It's been done, I guarantee you.
Yeah, somebody
You think?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know, maybe decades ago, but certainly not now.
Yeah, God, I have not seen
keg of old English of Colt 45, a keg, and then just fresh drawn malt. Oh man, nothing beats that.
I mean, you would have to be in an area that not only someone's going to go up to a bar and want just a bottle of malt liquor, but they're going to want it as fresh as they can possibly ever get it. I don't even know malt liquor drinkers that are willing to even spend money on a keg.
Yeah.
Like a home keg. Like, you never see it. That's hilarious, isn't it?
Remember the Beermeister? The ads for the Beermeister?
Oh, sure.
The Maltmeister. They should have the Maltmeister.
Yeah, there's never. Man,
malt liquor.
I just thought about that. Like, there has never been as much malt liquor as they drink. The malt liquor community, you would think one of them would have a kegerator.
You know who could do it would be OD. He could do the Maltmeister. He would be the man to do it.
Who's the guy, Bum, that has that huge malt bottle collection.
Oh, Bruce 40.
Yeah, you don't see Bruce 40 didn't have any.
You can do a malt liquor. Yeah.
He had a beer meister in his basement, but it certainly wasn't malt liquor in the.
It certainly wasn't.
Yeah, you got to call.
And they can only buy singles.
And say, hey, I want to order a keg. I want a keg.
Are they going to claim like, Bud Light is malt liquor? I mean, that's about the only way they're going to get it done.
You need to go. I think Billy D should go on a mission to Colt 45 headquarters.
Amen.
At Colt 45.
You know what? Maybe I'll make this Billy D's assignment for this week to see what we can find out.
You can say, dear Colt 45, please issue kegs signed Billy D, and then put his picture there.
Maybe I will put Billy D to work this week.
That is so funny. I have never. That's never even entered my skull that there's no malt liquor on tap.
It has entered my mind numerous times, but obviously first time discussed on this show.
See if they can find some malt 6-packs.
Yeah.
No malt. Yeah.
No, I almost picked up a 6-pack of Schlitz High Gravity Malt Liquor today, or 4-pack.
Yeah. I was going to say I think we can
stand for $4.25.
I was thinking
6-packs.
the only place that I could think of where malt liquor could be served in a keg would be in Motown.
Man, I don't know where in the world would anybody want to just walk up to a bar, sit at a bar stool, and like give me a draft of.
But you would think if there was a demand for 40-ounce bottles, you would think there would be a demand for the stuff on draft.
Yeah.
It's probably in Australia
It's
because they
too
sell
chilled.
us Fosters. It's Australian for beer, but Australians hate Fosters. So it's probably over there somewhere.
Yeah.
There's got to be some dive bar somewhere.
Asking you, show us.
That is.
Oh my God, Bum! You got the oil can. He's got the oil can.
25 ounce.
Everybody bow down immediately.
Oh my God! No.
He's got the oil can.
And I didn't even have. Did you notice I didn't even leave my chair for that?
Jesus Christ! You're like a magician. You're like a regular Chris Angel.
Now, is there a Cooper's nearby?
Right.
Well, he's gonna find something. He's gonna pull something else out. There we go. Oh man, he's like playing all your requests.
Yeah, I gotta go now. That's crazy. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Any other requests?
I do have a question for Bum. How much do you actually know about the what is it? The commissioner, is that his name, or the governor? What the hell is he? The chairman. How much do you actually know about the chairman? Who is he?
I know nothing about him.
I mean, should we?
Well, I'm a little intrigued. Out of our resources here, somebody's got to.
No, he's very secretive. Some of these other guys have given clues as to, what Fear has given out his own name, and it was even mentioned earlier tonight in the Malt Liquor Report. But Steel Worldwide, he rarely comments on other people's videos. The only thing I know about him for sure is stuff he's revealed. He is from the Scranton, Pennsylvania area, and that's
he's from down south. He's from down south for sure.
No, he's originally from New York, and he moved to Pennsylvania about 10 years ago.
Okay, this is funny. I found a thread from 2013 on Beer Advocate, actually.
Oh, about draft malt liquor?
About draft malt liquor.
Oh,
interesting.
So this guy asked a question. Anyone ever seen Macro American malt liquor on tap at a bar? And nope. I've seen Old English 800 tap handles for sale that appeared to be from the 80s. And that's pretty much everyone's reference. Like this guy, I heard that AML was served at bars back in the 60s and 70s. We might have had, so this was a question asked in 2013, which was already a few years ago. And even then, everyone was kind of. Someone even asked, "What would the taste be like? Would it be better? I mean, it would almost have to be better, wouldn't it?"
Well, that guy says 10 years ago he had Colt 45 on tap.
Where do we have it on tap? Yeah.
Chile enjoyed some original Colt 45 on tap. C45 is not a big beer by any stretch, and neither is Mickey's. And there are and were some stronger beers from the big non-craft breweries packaged for draft back then. And isn't Ice House still available on tap? It will always made me wonder where all the malt liquor kegs went.
Yeah, but Ice House isn't malt liquor.
No,
Ice House is not a malt liquor. That's a Miller product.
Right. Yeah. I've seen Ice House on tap. It's called the Cuckoo Club in Lakeside, California. I've actually seen that, but I know that's not malt liquor.
No.
Ice House is swill. I drank that stuff back in my early 20s.
I feel like just us giving these last few minutes to malt liquor is more research than the whole malt liquor community has ever done themselves.
So does that mean I get my degree in malt liquor? Or
you are worthy of a malt.
You're a DML, Doctor of Malt Liquor. DML.
Coach, you're now worthy of a cuss out from the chairman.
Oh no, you know what?
If the chairman can remember your name.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right, Andy.
If he can wipe his mouth from that fat fucking McRib. Sorry.
He'll call him Cody or something.
Sorry, guys. I get.
That's right. Mac rib season is coming up soon for the chairman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's Mac rib season.
Yeah, he did mention he was getting in shape for Mac rib.
Right, by not eating Pringles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Mac rib season. I might go in search of a Mac rib during the next week.
This was one. See, in just asking the question back in 2013 made one hell of a long thread.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of secret desire for
super premium beer. Super premium beer.
Oh, I have one of those out of my fridge, actually.
Nice.
Yeah. So there you go. That question's been asked before, and it made it's one of the I've never even thought about malt liquor on draft. So just asking it really that intrigued me quite a bit. I'm like,
I have. I mean that actually has kept me up several nights.
I mean, because you never see
tossing and turning, thinking about the malt.
Yeah, like malt liquor in a glass. You know what I'm saying? You just don't. You never see like a nice, draft pour of a malt liquor. It's always out of a bottle or can. That is kind of wild.
Andrew's car's gonna blow up. Andrew, get the hell out of there. Andrew, get the hell out of there.
I got a raised trailer hitch, and so I don't. It doesn't scrape the driveway when I leave. It's right in front of the sensor on the bumper.
That's not what that is. You got like 2 more seconds. Get the hell out of there.
I just backed the car in the driveway. Now I'm in the dark.
Yeah. See, now there's.
I thought that was the heart rate monitor.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, speaking of heart rate monitors, now Apple came out with their new Apple Watch 4. Anybody lining up to get the new Apple Watch 4? I've got some news about that. I was trying to get one. I can tell you about it if you want to hear about it.
No, because I know my heart's already damaged by beer and ham, so I'm good.
Beer and ham, yeah.
Beer and ham.
Yeah. Beer and ham. That's funny. Beer and ham. When was the last time we paired those two things together? Beer and ham.
On Festivus, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Festivus.
Yeah. Beer and ham I love. That absolutely, let's be clear. But I have not put together beer and ham. Is there a children's book called Beer and Ham? Sam I Am?
Since when is pig a bad thing?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Bacon.
Oh my God.
But in any case, you guys may know I have the first Apple Watch, Generation Zero, they like to call it. And this thing gets pathetic battery life now. It's awful. I have to charge it. I have as a matter of fact, you go on Amazon, there's a whole thing of portable chargers for these watches because they just get bad battery life now. So when the Apple Watch was even being announced, or the rumors were being announced that they were going to come out with a new Apple Watch, I was in. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh hell yeah, man, I'm down. And so I looked at it. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I looked at the new features and stuff. I kind of dig the bigger screen. I dig all of the new complications that you can put on the new bigger screen now. It's 2 millimeters bigger, but they have it fully edge to edge now, which is nice.
Say hi to the guys.
So it uses a lot more of that. Oh, you're out here, Coach? We'll see you, man.
No, I'm saying hi to Mom.
Oh, Mom's on there. Oh, look at Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah. They're saying hi to you.
Hi, Mom.
I got an earpiece. Say hi. Just say hi, Joe. How's it going? They hear you. They're laughing. I went down to the rail yard. Yeah, I know.
So,
I love how fast you're quick to get rid of me, though, Joe. Oh, bye, Coach. You got to get the hell out of here, you drunk bastard. See ya, you drunk bastard.
Before you do this.
You like how that works? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're done with Coach. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna shut the hell up from now on. Oh, you're out of here, Coach. See ya, you drunk son of a bitch.
Yeah, on to the next.
Yeah.
Garage door's closing.
Yeah.
God. I love you too, man. Jesus.
Yeah, hey, we move on. Hey, we're a fast-paced show around here, man. We ain't got time for none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Coach, you're lucky.
Drawn out goodbyes.
Lucky you didn't hit the nuke button on you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna hit it myself.
Hey, we can't. Just remember this. This is the theme of saying goodbye. We can't miss you till you're gone. Okay.
You son of a gun, man. I knew you always hated Idaho. I knew it. It's not me, it's Idaho. Anyway.
Well, I was going to say, that's a perfect pairing, beer, ham, and potato. You know what I'm saying?
Potatoes.
And some eggs, of course.
I'm going to go on mute so I don't interrupt anymore because I love this show. But I love it. Every change. Oh, no, you're gone, Coach? Okay, see you later.
Yeah, hey, bye.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Bye.
Door hits you. Can't miss you till you're gone. All those sorts.
You and your double chink and get the hell out of here.
Go, gadget ejector seat.
Exactly. Hey, hit the button, man. We're done with that fool. Yeah.
It's crazy because I feel so much love from the show that I get no love. Well, I do.
Yeah.
Look at Mark. He's like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. What the
Anyway.
Just taking it all in.
Oh, yeah.
The magic of share beer. That's
Yeah,
all
baby. Yeah, take
Magic
it all in there, baby. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Joe. Carry on with your Apple Watch.
But in any case, the Apple Watch, the one with the cellular, the 44 millimeter screen and all that is like $529, right? It's super expensive. So I of course I have AT&T, so I contacted AT&T. I had heard it was $10 extra a month to get the one with the cellular, right? Added to your plan. So I have the old school iPhone plan that AT&T first launched strictly for the iPhone. way back in the day, and I still have that grandfathered plan. Well, they're not going to let you add it to that plan. They want you to have one of the new limited, unlimited plans, right? They want you to have one of those new ones, right? And I'm like, but I have an unlimited plan. No. You need to have one of the new plans, right? And then on top of that, they wanted to charge me $40-some a month for a data plan for the watch.
Sorry, no.
I'm like, not only no, but hell effing no, right? Like, no, that ain't happening. Like, are you kidding me? You want me to pay $530 for the watch and then pay you $40+ a month?
Oh, I gotta restart my phone.
What's the difference? Like, I've had this watch now for over 4 years, right? And it's directly synced with my phone. So this phone uses however much data it uses, and this watch, and it uses it through my phone. So what's the difference? I don't get it. Like, what? Help me understand that, because I don't get it. It's using the data off my phone.
That's just it right there. They're trying to get you out of the good plan and into some bullshit plan.
I'm trying to trick you out of the good plan, bro. Don't fall for it.
I guess I'll have to get to
stay with that grandfathered shit.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm like. That's what I was telling the person I was talking to. I'm like, well, there's obviously a reason that you've been trying for, not you personally, but AT&T's been trying for years to get me off this plan. You know what I'm saying? Because it's unlimited data and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like,
yeah, they realized they screwed up on that one.
Yeah, they did. They're
like,
bad.
Trying to get everybody off of that.
Then they're down because of Joe D.
Yeah. I have to admit, I regularly use 24, 25. I use about 25 to 30 gigs of data a month on my phone. I am what you call a high user.
So you're the hotspot here.
You know, if you always wonder who in the hell would use more than 10 gigs. Over here, pick me. Yeah, I'm the guy. You can blame me. But hey, you know, I pay handsomely for it too. I mean, that plan ain't cheap, you know, by today's standards. But what they try to do, what it seems like to me, is get you on one of these limited, unlimited plans, and then charge you for the data you're using. You know, because they have all these new fancy language in there. Charge you. So yeah, your plan's only $50 a month, and they charge you an extra 20 a month for the extra data. You know what I'm saying? But that really annoyed me. I don't know that I would necessarily need an Apple Watch with its own cellular plan, but I thought it'd be kind of neat to try. You know, and for $10 a month, I figured, well, that's not too terribly expensive. I'd give it a try, but that was only the access fee or whatever it was. You know, so I'm like, you got to be kidding me, man. I am not gonna pay almost $50 a month for a watch. You know, so I'll more than likely still get the new watch because, like I said, this one's with horrible battery life, and you can see the complications that I have on there now. And to have some of the newer complications, nice light up. But yeah, I'm not going to pay that. And so the one with just the GPS is about $100 cheaper, so it's not too much cheaper. It's still $430. So they're expensive, man. These things ain't cheap. But I'm telling you, man, it's hard for me to go without it. And now that it has that, like, what is it, an EKG feature, and whether it be super accurate or not, you know, as far as you know, some of the health features that it has in it, at least it gives me some sort of bar to go by. You know what I'm saying? Some sort of. I've had a few more friends this past year. If we're gonna going back to like November of last year, that have had heart trouble, just all of a sudden like that. And we ain't getting no younger. So any sort of advance notice that I could get that, hey man, your heart rate's a little jacked, whether it be high or low, would be a huge benefit to me. You know what I'm saying? So at least that would give me some sort of guide to, you know what, maybe I should go. The watch said that it's this, so let me at least go to the hospital instead of not getting any notice at all and being one of those people that's vacuuming the carpet and falls dead. You know what I'm saying?
Does that have more info than the Fitbit?
Oh yes, by a long shot. Yeah.
Really?
Absolutely. And on top of supposedly it has a new back. Like this one, this is the old back. Like I said, this is the first generation. So the new back is like ceramic and it has different sensors in it and stuff, so it can pick up more stuff. It's supposed to be able to detect when you fall. And I had my first fall a couple of weeks ago. I was in Scottsdale of all places too, but yeah, I had a fall. And I was like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? Hot chick and all that stuff, of course. And I had to poof, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh yeah, great. And then she was a nurse, so right away she goes into nursing mode. You know what I'm saying? Are you okay? Are you okay? No, I'm not. My feelings are incredibly hurt right now. Please leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? No.
Help! I've fallen. I can't get up.
Oh yeah, and basically that's what the new watch is supposedly it does. Like if you have a fall, it'll alert you. Of course, you fell, but it'll alert you for the purposes of if you don't respond to that alert within, let's say, a minute or two, then it automatically calls emergency services for you.
That's a great feature.
It's an absolutely fantastic feature.
Check this out. I'm in West Yellowstone. About 3-4 months ago, we're about 20 yards from these buffalo, and I didn't know we were going to be that close. I didn't want to be that close. And I fall down. And before I fell down, they said, don't make any sudden movements. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So, I think it's a great feature. They put the, as you can see here on the side of this one, there's the speakers and then the microphones over here. And they moved the microphone to this side and then put 2 speakers on this side. So it's supposed to be 50% louder. The screen, of course, is better and all that. I don't know if you can see how beat up mine is. Mine, I've never put a cover or anything like that on it. My screen, you can't quite tell there, but you can see some of the scratches up here, but my screen's pretty beat up, man. You might see a little.
It actually looks pretty good.
It does on there, huh? If I could just get one of you guys to buy it.
Yeah, so if you can just send the shirt and the watch.
Come on now.
So anyway, since I wasn't going to buy it through AT&T, right? I went back to Apple's website and I'm like, okay, let me go through the process. And they have this whole, do you want to trade in your old watch thing? Well, hell, yeah, let me look. So I went through that whole process. Apple says they're willing to give me $25 for this watch. Wow. A watch that I paid damn near $500 for 4 years ago, they're willing to give me $25 for.
No, don't do it.
No, are you kidding me? I'll at least use it for a paperweight before I give it to you for $25. Are you kidding me? I'll go on what's that app? The Move Forward. What's that app called? OfferUp. I'll go on OfferUp and sell it on there for, I bet you, more than $25 for Christ's sake.
28.
At least 28, 95.
Mark,
buy it now in the next 20 minutes. Operators
should have asked them. So all you want is the wristband, and that's it? $25? You ain't getting the electronic part for more than that.
I couldn't believe it, man. They are really, God, man. That is like. Let me try to go to Apple's site here. and show anyone the watch if you haven't seen it. The new phones, I'm sure you've seen that. If you don't have an iPhone X, then they are nice. I mean, my phone.
I like mine. I just wish I got the bigger, the one with more storage.
Oh, okay.
I'm curious to see if the battery's going to be better or worse.
Yeah.
'Cause this one's pretty good.
Which one do you have, Earth? The 10? Or the X?
As far as the iPhones go, that's probably the best last long.
Which one do you have, Earth?
Laster longing, whatever you call it, longer lasting battery.
Isn't that Duracell,
X.
the bunny?
Yeah, okay.
Oh, you have the X? Well,
Andrew.
Yeah, your battery's pretty good, right?
Oh yeah, mine's
All
fantastic.
right, guys, I'm back.
On my phone, yeah. But my phone ain't what I was concerned about. I was more concerned about the watch. You know what I'm saying? Because my watch gets horrible battery. Just because it's so old now, you know what I'm saying? But
Does it stay charged for one day?
no. It'll. I have to charge it. I wish I could show it to you. It's all the way in the living room. But I have a portable battery that's made for the Apple Watch, and which actually comes in handy because when I do travel, I take it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's my battery charger. I don't have to carry the cord and all that sort of thing. But I do have to charge it at least sometimes twice a day, but at least once a day. Sometimes twice a day I have to charge my watch. And the more active you are, the faster that battery wears out. So as you can see, I have it's the weekend. I haven't done much, but I've had it on my wrist all day. This is the battery level. So right now it's at 60%, and I haven't done much but edit on the computer today, and it's still at 60%. Versus when I first got it. I mean, you could go like a day and a half, 2 days without charging the darn thing. It was fantastic. But I have to admit, there's days when I try to go without it. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be watched today. I don't want to be on a leash. I want to be free. And I have to admit, those would be days when I'm like walking all over the house or I'm walking here and there, and I'm like, damn it, I'm not getting no credit for this. I tell myself like, oh man, I'm not getting no credit. You know what I'm saying? All this is free. It doesn't count. Like, you know what I'm saying? Once you get used to it, man, it's awful. But it's such a helpful tool. Once you get, I mean, and I went from that to not wearing a watch. I never wore a watch before I bought this. I never wore one, and now I have a hard time going without it. As you can tell, because I got the damn tan line. But
well, it's also the same arm you hang out the window when you're driving, though, too, Joe.
Sure, if I was in England.
If you were in England, yeah.
Yeah. If I was in England, that'd be 100% accurate.
Yeah, that's right. Wrong wrist. My bad.
Yeah, okay, man.
I've been up since 5 this morning. I had to catch a train.
No problem, man. No problem.
Well, I'd like to make a point real quick.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
I'm drunk.
I think you should go on the Apple site and buy a watch right now, Coach.
Yeah.
I can do that, and then tomorrow I'm going to hear it. So, no.
It's a perfect time to spend lots of money. Why not? You have a great excuse. You have a great
And then first thing in the morning, my wife's like, what the hell's going on? I don't know.
So let me show off some of these new Amazon gadgets, and then we'll get out of here. But Amazon, of course, released a ton of new gadgets. I mean, a ton. They've got a new Echo Dot, which looks better. And it supposedly sounds better. It's louder. But you can see that it has a new rounder look. It actually has cloth around it, so you can get it in different colors now. And it's the same price. It's the same $50. I think right now they might be offering. Well, no, they're not. So it's still $50.
Yeah.
It is still in pre-order. The release is October 11th. They've got a new Echo, which is this one here.
That's what I want. The Plus. The Dot's okay, but the Plus looks way better.
Yeah. Now the Plus. One of the things about the Plus is you can pair it now with the Echo Sub. So, this is the new subwoofer. You can pair it. So you can get this whole pack right here, and I think it's $329.
2 echoes and a sub. Huh?
You get 2 Echoes and a sub. When you think about it, okay, now you got to put some thought to it. Now, when you think about it, you're getting a complete wireless system. So you buy the 2 Echoes and you buy the sub. The sub you can place wherever you want. And then, you'll want to have the Echoes left and right somewhere. But then that's it, because you're going to stream your music and everything through the Echoes. So you don't need to buy another amplifier or another tuner or anything like that, or some sort of receiver, versus like I was actually looking into buying those new ELACs, the ELAC 6 2.0s.
Oh, okay.
The version 2 of those. They're right now they're selling those, depending on the day you get them, because those prices go up and down. But they're roughly $250 to $299 a pair. And then you're looking at, okay, now I need another receiver. So I need a simple little receiver to power them. So now you're talking at least another, I don't know, $150 to $200. So, all of a sudden if you bought those speakers for $300 and then another receiver, so now you're almost at $500. And then you still got to buy some wires. Wires is going to probably cost you another $20. You might at some point want at least a small subwoofer to add some depth to that 2.0 system. And this one has the subwoofers and
inch SDS subwoofer for like $24.99.
so you're already up to over $500, and this is a simple 2.1 system.
Yeah.
For right now, while it's in pre-release, is before October 11th is $329. So you're saving $100 off buying these things full price. Seemed like a decent deal. In any case, if you're in the market for that, I as tempting as it was, I'm like, I don't know where in the hell I'd use it. You know what I'm saying? But they also have this new Echo Show, which is nice. So they got rid of the big bezels on it. It's $229 right now, or you can make payments. One of the things Amazon does as well is even for the Echo Dot. Did you see this?
Yeah, free payment.
5 payments at $10 a month. So they do make it where at least you can get it. They're not. I don't believe they're charging you any interest on it.
No, I don't think they do.
I don't think they do. So if you wanted to make payments on these things, you actually could. They have one version of this that comes with a free smart bulb as well, so you can get it with the smart bulb. Because I think what they're doing with the Echo Plus is it acts as your smart hub now for your home, which is really cool. So if you don't have any smart home devices and you would like to get into it, I think this is a way to get into it. And then they have this new Echo Auto. You were looking at this for $25 right now.
It's 50% off, basically.
I mean,
I think it is, right? No.
I mean, with this, you can connect Alexa to your phone in seconds, and then you have it in your car now. she heard me all the way in the kitchen. Yeah, she hears her name real good. That's for sure.
Yeah. Alexa,
Today,
drive my car.
apparently there's also a microwave that they're selling for what, $50 or $60
Yeah.
that has Alexa in it, and apparently there's a clock that hasn't gotten as much press, but there's apparently a clock as well. And then they also have I think,
You're like, Alexa, pretend I'm in Europe. So advance the clock 6 hours? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what you're gonna do with that. I really don't. But I think the premise is just they're willing to put that sort of technology into all devices now. They're really putting it out there. They have a they have a preamp, a little mini amp that you can buy later. I don't think that's going to be released till either the end of the year or beginning of next year. But they have two different versions of that that are going to be coming out. One that's its own amp and one that's like a preamp, and they're gearing that towards true audiophiles. They definitely want to attract audiophiles with that. So
Interesting.
it's very interesting what they're doing. It is. It's very. They are, especially with this sub. They made that look just like the Apple sub. So they're coming right at Apple. They're coming right at Google, and they're saying, "Here it is, man." Ugh. They're not the most stylish devices. They're not the most feature rich, but they're for the money. I mean, you almost can't beat it, man. They're putting themselves out there. You just almost can't beat it.
Oh, they're gonna sell a crap ton of that stuff for Christmas this year.
How do you not buy that one for $25 for the car?
Yeah, but they're worth it. We stayed at a resort in San Diego, Viejas Casino, and they actually have a hotel side where it's 21 and up. It's called the Willows, and they had these echoes put in the room, and you can say, "Hey Alexa, play this song, do this, do that," and I was kind of blown away because it played what I asked it to play, and they sounded great, and and like Joe D said, the price is right, so why wouldn't you get it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the one that was in our hotel room was like the size of a pint beer. I don't even know which one, what the hell it was, and I turned it up pretty loud, and it sounded great.
Yeah.
So
that was funny. You said, Coach, so do this, do that, and they started playing a song called "Do This, Do That."
I said, Mark, no, honestly, what happened was I said, barbecue me some chicken. I looked out my window and there was chicken barbecuing. I don't know, coincidence or not. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like magic or something.
Right.
Everything.
Hey, wait a minute. We got Mr. Rayner in the chat.
Mr. Rayner is in the chat.
No. Good.
Yeah, we got Mr. Rayner in the chat here. He was actually on the show earlier, and now he's actually in the chat. This is hilarious, man.
And it did us all, but I'm hanging in there for now.
It was he the one that absolutely ruined a craft beer?
Yeah. That's
Poured
incredible. But Mr. Rayner's always a pretty nice guy, even though he called you a fat piece of shit earlier, Joe.
Yeah, with more chins than a what?
More chins than a Chinese phone.
more chins than what? Chinese phone book?
Yeah. Bet you never heard that one before, Andrew.
Yeah.
Oh, I've used that. I've used that one.
I'm sure you have.
I missed something.
That saying is about as old as dinosaur shit.
Oh, I missed something. I'll kill him, Joe. Tell me where to go. Northeast.
No,
where do I go?
No, Mr. Rayner's actually a nice. He's one of the more polite members of the MLDC.
Yeah, he's.
So was he on the show live in face?
No.
Oh no.
Oh, so they're all cowards. Anyway, my bad.
No, he's in the chat though. I'll give him that. He's in the chat. That's.
I'll kill him. I'll kill him.
No.
Tell him.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
No, MLDC, they don't dare invade the craft beer DC. It doesn't work that way.
Well, who's our chairman? Bum? Joe D? Who's the chairman here?
Joe D's our chairman.
Bum's got a birthday coming up in 2 hours, I think I saw.
Oh, wait a minute. Really?
Yeah.
Birthday, Bum.
Oh man, yeah. I got just a little bit left, man.
Happy birthday, Bum.
I wasn't going to reveal it to you guys, but I do have to reveal it to my friends in the MLDC.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy birthday to Bum, man. Oh man, that is cool.
Happy birthday, Bum.
Do you care to reveal the age?
Oh yeah, I mentioned it in the chat here. 53 coming up.
53.
No, you're not.
I'm
We're
53.
the same age for 2 weeks. Then I get a year ahead of you here for the thing.
Oh yeah, because it's your birthday when we go, isn't it?
Well, it's like my birthday's on the 11th, so I'm going to be partying with my birthday.
Hey, Amazon is celebrating your birthday with the release of new Echoes.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Yeah.
Alexa, make me younger.
It's not the Wayback Machine.
He says he's got about
or the DeLorean.
He's got about 6 months on you.
Yep.
On I don't know which one of you, but I don't know that it matters. You're roughly the same age there. Yeah, yeah, I was forced to think about that myself. I'm not too far south of 50 right now, so it's
bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're 48, right, Joe?
Yeah, 48. Yeah.
Man.
Pretty soon.
Yeah.
Joe, grab an oar. I'm in the same boat. Same age.
Yeah.
This is crazy. My favorite YouTube channel is you guys. And now I just found out my superheroes are all
old.
You said it, not me. You said it, not me.
We're all gray hairs, man. Yeah.
Damn.
In 10 years, it's going to be. So, what flavor of Geritol are you drinking?
No, it's not going to be that soon.
Yeah.
They say 50 is the new 30.
Yeah. Yeah. And
what flavor of hospice would you like?
50. Yeah.
I got a cousin. He's 50 years old, I think, and he went to a restaurant with his wife, and they asked him if he had his AARP card for a discount.
Mr. Rayner says, "Wait till you hit your 50s." I am waiting. I'm trying to wait as long as I can, man. I'm trying.
How old is Earth? I mean, this is pretty direct, and I apologize, but how old is Earth?
I'll be 41 here shortly.
Okay, so we're pretty close to the same age bracket. Okay.
All right. Well, you guys are holding down. I remember when I was young category.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm just shocked because everybody looks young to me. I don't know. You guys look. Maybe I've just been doing this too much. I don't know, but
yeah. You keep doing that, and we'll look great.
My beard's red. It's hard to see the gray in it, but I do have some gray on my chin.
Oh yeah.
But having red hair, it's also kind of tough to guess what my age is too.
I can't see you way up there. You know.
Right? Yeah. It's hard to hide. Well, actually, all you got to do is look at the comments on me because I get plenty of people commenting. Old.
I got bigger than baseball field going on up top.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of, I got me a nice. I don't know what the hell happened here, but I got a little cut up here. What the hell happened there? But yeah, I got a little cut of some sort. Yeah, but it happens, man. Like
You got that Billy
Low
D-
doorway.
What's Bum's guy? Billy D. Williams.
Billy D. Yeah.
Yeah, you got that good skin like Billy D. Williams. There you go.
Yeah, there's Billy D. Yeah, I don't know if anyone can look as good as Billy D.
No,
You're pretty close, Joe D. Not quite there, but pretty close.
Billy D has that smile, man. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh wait, he's way more chocolate than you are. Never mind.
Yeah, Billy D's the pimp. Look at that.
That was modeled after his prime.
Yeah.
So I have a question for Mark.
Yes.
Mark is usually in his office. Is that your living room?
Yeah, it is the living room. There are
Okay,
the
nice.
cats behind me. Up front, I don't know. They're both black cats. So pressure on AJ back there. Come on.
I like the shirt. I dig the shirt.
You like that?
He's got
Oh, yeah.
You gotta have one. You gotta have six.
Yeah.
Peter, if you gotta have one, you gotta have six.
Oh damn! Really? I love it.
Old school shirt.
That's the old school shirt.
Nice.
One of old Joe's old shirts.
Yeah.
I know. I've been watching Joe D forever. I just joined him the last like 3-4 years, man.
Yeah.
And I sometimes look back at the old videos. I'm like, that's crazy. So crazy.
Yeah.
I think this out every couple. You know, this thing will probably. If we're still doing this show in 20 years, I'll probably still be wearing this shirt. I'll be wearing this shirt.
Hey, I like to think that I turned from a fan into a friend. That's just what I like to think.
Absolutely, man.
You know.
Everybody's a friend here.
Yeah, everybody's a friend here. Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely very welcome here, Coach. That's for sure, man. You're definitely part of the group here, man. It's and even Mr. Rayner. If Mr. Rayner wants to be part of the group here, we will include one of those in the group. What? Hey, actually, now that Mr. Rayner's here, yeah, I like how he says the 1200 club with Jared.
Oh my gosh!
When I hit
16. Okay. On the calendar.
I would like to know if Mr. Rayner has ever had a malt liquor on draft. Ooh, Malt Mustang's in here too. Okay, so we'll ask both of them if they've ever had a malt liquor on draft.
Yeah, we want liquor on draft.
Yeah, we want to hear what the preference is, if there is one. You know, if there's any possible way to make the malt taste better.
Well, if anyone could answer, it is Mr. Rayner, because he is one of the senior members of the MLDC. He's got the most experience.
He's
back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can get a direct answer right here, right now. I mean, if we bring it to you here, folks, we don't mess around.
Right.
You want answers, we bring you the truth, even if you can't handle the truth. How you handle the truth is up to you. You know what I'm saying?
Onion and all that stuff.
Yeah, you're in control of your own truth handling. That's the way that works.
We'll just have to wait for a response from him. We'll see if we get a response.
Going to the record, trying to figure it out.
I personally think that the draft malt liquor might have been so rare. There we go. There we go.
Malt liquor from the store.
Yeah.
So I think there's a business opportunity. I think we could open up a draft malt liquor bar.
Draft malt liquor bar.
There you go.
If you could find anybody that would even carry malt liquor kegs.
In downtown Detroit or something like that. And just draft malt liquor and Belgian sours. That would be good.
Yeah. That's a good combination.
Yeah, whatever place makes the most malt liquor. Whatever place makes the most malt liquor, that's where you would have to open the malt liquor bar, because that would be the easiest way to get.
You think they make the most malt liquor now?
Who?
Milwaukee area?
Yeah,
Wisconsin?
Milwaukee. They've
Yeah.
got to make it.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
All those.
Wisconsin is the drunkest state in the union.
Yeah, they are.
What happened to? I noticed we had what's his name, Cincinnati, in here earlier, didn't we? Rod. Yeah, Rod J. Yeah.
Rod
was in the chat, I
checked
think.
in just briefly in the chat, but he didn't stick around.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was up in Toledo earlier this week.
Oh.
Crazy town, Toledo, Ohio.
Yeah. Oh, and we had Craig in here too, and I didn't get to say hi to either one of them. Well, as Coach knows, yeah. Well, we can't miss you till you're gone. That's the way that. Oh, Selah, right? That's the way that goes.
I'm living on 5%. As far as Rod, I watch a lot of his beer shows. I made a mistake by saying Joe D has the best beer show on YouTube.
Oh boy.
Which I didn't mean it that way, but I think I ruffled some feathers.
Oh, okay. Nice.
As I do, that's just what I do.
You do.
That's what we all do, Coach.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm like Trump, man. I go against everyone else. I'm trying to make America great again.
Joe D has the oldest beer show on YouTube so far. Probably.
Yeah, I think we could lay claim to that.
Well, let me tell you something.
Whether it's good or not is like art. It's
If I die here, I'm at 4%. But I like their.
I just
beer
plugged
show.
my cell phone in.
Right on. And you just wasted 20 seconds of my life, Andrew. Thank you. And I still love you. I still love you, Andrew. Sorry. It's not funny, Joe. Don't do it. Don't laugh at that.
That's hilarious.
I love you, Andrew. Seriously, man. You're the best. Yeah, just watch me do this. Just watch me do this.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Is he gone? Is he talking? What's he doing?
Yeah. Well,
I made the mistake of saying you had the best beer show on YouTube. And like Mark just said, it's the longest running. So with that being said, man, like I've looked back at videos like literally 8 years ago, and I'm like, holy shit. I didn't even know you then, but now I do. So I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Because I remember looking at those videos, like the Moose Drool videos, so long ago. You don't even remember Moose Drool, do you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I actually loved Moose Drew for quite a while. I would buy it regularly.
I put you on YouTube in my living room with my wife and kids sitting there doing their thing, and you're like, hi! And they're like, this guy is just as bad as you are. I said, don't worry about it. Just watch him. He's like Jesus, but only better.
Oh, no, I ain't gonna
Anyway. So, yeah, man, it's just crazy. I made the mistake of saying you have the best YouTube beer channel on YouTube, and I think now they're pissed off at me. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway. But you definitely have the longest channel running, and in my opinion, the best. With Mark, with Bum, with Earth. Andrew's on there. You guys are all just awesome guys.
I've been on here about as long as you, Coach.
Okay, respectable. I've been watching Joe D for a long time. I just didn't jump in until, Anyway, Joe D's just like, okay, Coach, shut the hell up. We'll talk to you later.
No.
And look at the comment from Mr. Rayner. Even Mr. Rayner showing you some love, Joe.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, see, he says Joe D was one of the first people I started watching circa 2009. That said, malt liquor. Hey, we got a malt liquor. That's good.
And Havana replied to that.
Hey, you got to keep it true,
You
right?
got a round of applause coming there, Joe.
Oh, hey, is that from Mom? Right on.
Fellas, I'm at 3%. I'm gonna plug in my laptop and I keep watching. I love every single one of you guys. Keep
Hey,
doing you
thanks,
guys.
Coach.
So
Later,
Always
coach.
a pleasure, Coach.
peace out.
See you next week, Coach.
See you next week, big dog.
I appreciate all the compliments, but I mean, it's you guys that make this happen, man. That's what made it so much funner to do this than to do beer reviews. Quite frankly, it's still fun doing a beer review occasionally, but it's much more fun to have the interaction with viewers and stuff, and with friends now is what I call it. Uh, you know, it's I don't know. You can't beat it, man. I like it. You know what I'm saying? You look forward to hanging out with your friends every week. You know, I think that's what even people that don't come on camera or don't even get in the chat, you know, I think would consider us friends. Like even if even not like I've explained to my mom, me and my mom have had a lot of conversations about it because now she's become a fan of the show, and um, it's some people tune in to watch Earth. Like Earth is his own character, Bum is his own character.
Nobody tunes in to watch me. Nobody.
The chairman does. He's just waiting.
Yeah, chairman's waiting for an opportunity here, man. You know, some people tune in to watch the cats in Mark's background. You know what I'm saying? Like, people tune in for so many different reasons. You know what I'm saying? We don't even know really what they all are. And I'm just appreciative of everyone that tunes in. You know, back in the day, some people tuned in to watch Dave because Dave would just love to blow me up all the time. You know, he just loved to go against the grain on me all the time, which was great. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what makes it. That's what makes it go. You know, just all the different. That's the way I kind of look at it. All the different personalities that jump in and out are just different characters that attract a different person that's out there watching. You know, and it keeps it interesting, keeps it fresh, and which is a lot of fun to me. You know. In any case, we'll get out of here, guys. Thank you so much, Mr. Rayner, Havana. God, we had Rod. We had quite the chat going today, man. That is absolutely for sure. My mom. We had Tom in there. His iPad died. I gotta ask you guys sooner or later, like, how do you get in? How do you get on the show with just your mobile device? Because I don't know how to do it. I try to jump in on Mark's show with just my phone, and I can't seem to make it happen.
I get through on the Hangouts app when you do the pre-show. I come through that link.
I've gotten in on the cell phone by doing the Hangouts as well.
Oh, okay.
and like Bum says, sometimes it helps to have your Gmail opened up for that as well. But I'm not sure if that applies to the cell phone.
That wasn't me that said that. I don't even have G.
Okay. Well, you mentioned it about having Google open or something to me. It was a while ago.
Well, you know what? There's so many different. It's like a big puzzle you have to try and figure out.
Yep.
But in any case, we had Dirk in here. I mean, we had so many people in here. Craig and Zach, of course. We had quite the chat room going. A lot of fun as always, guys. Thank you so much. And a big dilly out there to everyone that watches and never really tunes in. They just watch the recording. I appreciate every single one of you, man. Hopefully, to those of you that might have been watching or so, it might be at GABF, man. Have one for me, man. Enjoy. Try to tune in at some point, at least in the chat, and give us some sort of, how it went for you, if you enjoyed it, if you've been before, how it differed from the past, or if it's your first time, just what you did and how you went about it, how you liked it. That'd be cool information to know. Or maybe you're at Oktoberfest. If you're at Oktoberfest, man, let me know. I haven't. God Almighty, I haven't been to a fest since what was 18 or 19 was the last time I was at a fest. So I don't know. That was like 3 years ago. So you know.
I want to go to a true German Oktoberfest in Germany.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like
It's the only way to do it.
I've been to a few of them, man, and I got very drunk. Good times, man. Prior to the internet. So what happened there stayed there, my friend.
Hey, Joe, there's a meme running around. There's a meme running around on Facebook, and it has something to the effect that before the internet, what I have done is now legend.
Exactly right. Yeah, exactly. Yes, it only lives up here, my friend. Yes, and will never be told. Goes to me with the grave. We'll see you, man. Take care, guys.
Great show, guys.
Later.
Next week.
I'll have to catch the repeats to catch the chairman's rant.
Oh, yeah, that was it.
And
he let Andy have it.
Yeah, see ya, Andy.
yeah. No, I got an idea. Let's confuse the chairman. Just call me Grizzly.
Grizzly. Oh, that ain't. He ain't gonna care. He's
Or
gonna
Grizz.
call you. You know.
Yeah.
In his mind, you're Andy from Minnesota.
Andy from now on.
Yeah. That's all he cares about. We'll see you, man. Peace out.
Hey, guys.